Williams in trouble in the paint, dishes out. Silliman on the right side. He just checked in. Lawson under the basket, out to Silliman. She's open, fires a three, no good. And the rebound by Clayton State. It's Cunningham. And the Lakers come back quickly. On the left side, it's Johnson. Gets it off Hawkins, fires for three, no good. And the rebound goes to UNC Pembroke. Lawson gives it off. Huntley up the floor with the head of steam, right to the basket, and the layup good. Well, the Lakers concerned there with Silliman, the shooter, spotted up in the corner, and allowed plenty of room for Jasmine Huntley to go. Tough shot, good defense, Silliman, and UNCP controls the rebound. You can see what Tweety Hawkins was trying to do, trying to step around Blair Silliman. And then on the fight for the rebound, the foul committed by Clayton State. Foul called on Cunningham, that's her third, and I don't see Clayton State going to the bench to replace her. Both her and Benford in foul trouble. Those are the post players that Clayton State likes to use. The Lakers might have to be forced to go small throughout this second quarter. Still 11 to shoot for UNCP. Huntley to Monley. Down low, Lawson. Lawson right under the basket. Missed the layup. Rebound tipped out, last touched by UNCP. Which will tell you what, the Braves have the size advantage down low, but just can't seem to make their layups. Breland Rackley into the game now, and sub out will be Cunningham, who is in foul trouble with three. Rackley has two. Benford, I think, also has two, and Cunningham has three. Pretty much everyone else on this Clayton State team is a guard. Wide open right wing three on the way for Hawkins, not this time. Rebound tipped and finally controlled by UNCP. Huntley, smallest player on the floor. She will grab more than her share of rebounds, over 5 rebounds a game for the 5'4" guard. Reach-in foul called on Clayton State as Janisa Monley tried to work her way forward with some position. Goes on Raven Thomas, that's her first. Second team foul against Clayton State in the second quarter. Remember, the fouls reset in between the first and second quarters. Williams down the right side of the lane. Gets fouled, missed the shot. She'll shoot 2 free throws. They hit Jamesia Banks, her first, but already the third team foul on Clayton State. So there's some pluses and minuses to the difference between the way the fouls work in the women's game versus the men's college basketball game. As first free throw no good by Erica Williams. On the men's side, you have halves, and 1-and-1 starts at 17 fouls, double bonus at 10 team fouls. I'm a fan of 1-and-1s in general. It keeps the game moving a little bit more, and really incentivizes you to actually make the free throws rather than just to get to the line. But on the women's side, the fact that the fouls reset at the start of the second quarter means that if you have a kind of a sloppy first quarter, you can sort of wipe the slate clean to start that second quarter. Shot no good by Tierra Johnson. That's her first miss of the game. 15 first quarter points for her, nothing yet in the second quarter. Silliman off a screen to the right side, Williams. They approach the 7-minute mark before halftime. Huntley hopping her way through the defense, missed the layup again. UNCP has gotten shots right at the rim, and now a long pass ripped away by Williams when her foot was on the baseline. Wow, I think Tierra Johnson was expecting a foul call there. It wasn't ever whistled. Braves are at 6 of 18 from the floor. Lakers 9 of 18. Here's the difference in the free throw numbers. Braves 5 of 13, Lakers 9 of 10. Williams lost her footing there, gets it over to Monley. And Monley to Huntley. Braves able to break the timeline. And now Clayton State is the team that's gone cold scoring the basketball. Monley lowers the shoulder, gets to the basket, missed the layup. And the rebound by Clayton State. Long pass towards the corner. It's caught by Johnson. Drives to the basket. Gets fouled. Might be a little misleading to call some of those shots that UNCP has been taking layups because they've been fairly well contested, but at a certain point, you get within 4 or 5 feet from the basket with, momentum taking you to the rim, and you expect to make a pretty good percentage of those shots. At the very least, get to the free throw line, but the Braves, I think, would almost rather be not at the free throw line the way things have been going today for UNC Pembroke. Subs for the Braves. Monley and Lawson go to the bench. Today's a Love, and number 25, LaShonda Pritchard, back into the game for UNCP. Neither free throw good for Clayton State, but the offensive rebound, the putback, no good. That time, 4 white shirts getting to the defensive glass. They're not letting Clayton State have another chance. Huntley, double dribbled. Sub now for UNCP. Nyla Allen into the game for the Braves. And LaShonda Pritchard looks a little confused right now as she had just checked into the game and now will go right back to the bench. Frustrated that last rebound, I think, was her assignment. John Hassan's just not having it anymore. In the left corner, this is Hawkins. Still 10 to shoot for Clayton State. Towards the basket, splitting a double team. The layup good by Raven Thomas. It's an 11-point Clayton State lead after Raven Thomas gets her first 2 points of the afternoon. Almost midway through the second quarter, UNCP needs an answer. Shot no good, and that answer's not there for Sadeza Love. The other way, long pass. Huntley read it the whole way. Braves with numbers in transition. 4-on-3 break. To the corner, Sillimon, extra pass. Williams, wide open, 3-point attempt. Swish. Erica Williams on the assist from Blair Sillimon, and now it'll be a timeout taken by Clayton State. Not happy with the transition defense as head coach Kalina Coleman. 5:22 to go before halftime. A timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Braves trailing by 8. Braves fans, season tickets for the 2016-17 home basketball season are on sale now. The premium chairback seats for the Peach Belt Conference's most electric environment can be purchased for as little as $70. This season's package includes 14 men's games and 13 women's games, and can be purchased by calling 910-521-6361 or visiting uncpbraves.com/tickets. Still a lot more great Braves basketball action in store this season. Full January and February slate here on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court. As Peach Belt Conference action will just only continue to heat up. This will be a 3-point attempt for Hawkins, no good. Rebound tipped around, and it goes to Clayton State. So if you're watching at home, obviously appreciate you watching on the stream, but atmosphere in person is much better. This is a fantastic place to watch a game when it's packed. I've had the pleasure of traveling all over the conference and seeing a lot of the other facilities in the league, and tell you what, home court advantage on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court is really something. UNCP knows it as well. Of course, with the students not around right now after the fall semester, not coming back until mid-January, it's lacking a little bit here today. As Nyla Allen drives, has the shot tipped out of bounds. But once students are back on campus in Pembroke, the gym fills up even more. Nyla Allen with a tough drive to the basket and the layup good. Allen with her first 2 points today. Braves cut the deficit down to 6. With the drought that Clayton State's been on, just one of their last 9 from the floor, Braves can work their way right back into the game. Drive and kick. Hawkins will take it inside the paint, put up a tough shot, no good. Foul on the rebound. This is going against UNCP. Nyla Allen gets called for the foul. That'll be the 3rd foul on UNCP. And the 3rd personal on Nyla Allen. Janisa Monley comes back on for UNC Pembroke, trying to guard on the perimeter. Ooh, a late whistle coming from the weak side. Who do they call this on? Goes on Jasmine Huntley, who came in to help. That'll be the 2nd on Huntley and the 4th team foul on UNC Pembroke. So Huntley will go to the bench now to avoid picking up that 3rd. It'll be Brianna Bayham into the game for UNC Pembroke. Lob it into Rackley. Crossover move. Hawkins finds Johnson. That's her spot. Missed the shot that time. She'd poured in a couple baskets from that exact spot in the first quarter. But is cooled off now. Bayham driving down the lane. Pass looking for Silliman is intercepted. The Lakers come back the other way. In transition, the layup, good. Tiara Johnson adds 2 more. She's got 17. Full court pressure continues for Clayton State. John Haskins midway to the jump ball circles. He calls a timeout. UNC Pembroke will call a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here and remind you, Braves fans, that you can receive rewards for attending UNCP home athletic events during the 2016-17 season. Visit the App Store on your smartphone and download #BraveNation, UNCP's new fan engagement app. The app can be found on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Search using #BraveNation. And Braves fans, every Saturday morning at 9:30 on WFXB Fox TV, we bring you the UNCP Sports Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi. It's a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics as we bring you interviews with coaches, highlights, and special features around the UNCP athletic department. That's Saturday mornings, 9:30 on WFXB Fox TV. Although right now we are on our winter break for that show. We'll be back in mid-January. But you can check out archived episodes on our YouTube page. And we also put up every episode on the YouTube channel the Monday following the show air. But things starting to wind down in Pembroke in terms of athletics before the holiday season. UNCP will be back in action here on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court on December 30th. That's a Friday at 2 p.m. UNCP women's basketball hosts Belmont Abbey. That'll be the next home event and our next broadcast after today's doubleheader. Both teams after today's game will head to Georgia Southwestern. After Tweety Hawkins makes the 3 for Clayton State, their lead back up to 11. UNC Pembroke will play one more Peach Belt Conference game before taking a little over a week off. That game will be Monday afternoon, the women's game at 1:30 from Americus, Georgia. 3-point attempt on the way. Silliman responds. Blair Silliman enters the scoring column with 3 points. Quick 3, the answer by Tweety Hawkins. Just about every time the Braves look ready to make a run, the Lakers, they're just make shots. They're really good at putting the ball in the basket. Monley to the free throw line. Jump shot. Short from Love, and the rebound for Clayton State. Johnson out in front of the pack and has the easy layup the other way. John Haskins wants another timeout. This time we will take it with them. Clayton State has a 40-27 edge. Tiara Johnson has 19 points. We'll be back for the final 2 minutes of the first half right after this. Final 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the second quarter. UNCP taking on the number 15th ranked Clayton State Lakers. And this first half has belonged to the visitors from Morrow, Georgia. Lakers with a 13-point advantage. UNCP has it with Locklear, Stevens, Monley, Love, and Williams, the 5 for UNC Pembroke. Williams through a double team on the rim and lays it in. Stellar finish at the rim for Erica Williams. She's got 8. Right corner. See if the Lakers get it back to the hot hand. Tiara Johnson calling for it. She has it now. Shot clock at 11. Shot clock at 5. Johnson, triple teamed. Called for the offensive foul. Shot was no good anyway by Monica Alexander. And the charge called on Tiara Johnson. That'll be just her first. If the Braves can get this back down to about a 7 or 8 point game before halftime, that would be a huge victory at this point. 3-point attempt, Stevens, count it. Give her all 3 of those. Ebony Stevens, one of the sharpshooters on this Braves team. But UNCP, a little slow to get back in transition. Today's a Love with a huge block. Here comes Williams. Gets it to Stevens, down low Monley. Monley will get to work on the left block. Through contact, lays it up, no good. Rebound batted around, Monley gets it. Monley, again, under the basket, puts up the shot, draws a foul. And here we go, this could be that run that UNCP needed. The important thing will be making plays on defense, keeping Clayton State from expanding their lead and getting a couple more looks. Nisa Monley at the free throw line. That last foul called on Rackley, it's her 3rd. And Monley no good at the stripe. Braves at the free throw line today, 5 of 14. This is usually a pretty decent free throw shooting team, right in the middle of the conference at about 67%. Today they're at 36. Second free throw is good for Monley. So just 1 of 2 at the line that time for the Braves. The Lakers don't look to be going quickly, so I think UNCP will get the last shot of the first half. Alexander, pass up top. This is Johnson. Left wing, Banks. She'll fire from downtown, and she hits. Jamesia Banks with another contested 3 for Clayton State. It's their 6th 3-point basket. Excuse me, their 4th 3-point basket. The Braves have 5. It's a 9-point edge. Williams gets blocked, and it's rebounded by Johnson. She made the play herself, now has it 3-on-1, going to the basket. Layup good by Tiara Johnson. The block and the layup, she's got 21 in the first half, and UNCP doesn't get that last second shot off. It looked like it was going to be a good finish to the half for the Braves, but Tiara Johnson had other plans. And at the break, it's Clayton State 45, UNC Pembroke 33. We'll be back after halftime for the second half on the Braves Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the English E. Jones Center on the campus of UNC Pembroke. We're on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court for the Peach Belt Conference opener between the number 15 Clayton State Lakers and the UNC Pembroke Braves. Halftime score sees Clayton State out in front 45-33. If we take a look at some of the halftime stats, Braves are +6 on the glass, 24-18, but they just had some trouble putting the ball in the basket. Lakers at 48.5% from the floor, 75% from the free throw line. Braves 37% from the floor, 40% from the free throw line. That's been the killer for the black and gold today. 6 of 15 at the free throw line. And the Braves have done a nice job of bouncing back after trailing by 9 after one quarter. They saw the lead expand to double digits a couple times early in the second quarter, but battled back and had a couple chances to keep it there for the halftime break. Instead, the Lakers able to expand it thanks in large part to the scoring prowess of Tiara Johnson. The guard for Clayton State has 21 points on 9 of 12 shooting, and the Lakers have also done a prolific job of forcing turnovers. 8 turnovers committed by UNCP, which I think compared to what Clayton State usually does is not quite on the pace, so the Braves have actually done a pretty good job of maintaining possession of the ball. The Lakers force almost 27.5 turnovers per game. And if the Braves can stay at this pace and finish with just about 16, that's part of the winning formula for beating Clayton State. For the Braves, it's just going to be about starting to make some baskets. Avery Locklear very close to making that one. Monley does make that, and she's fouled to go to the line, try to complete a three-point play. Getting on the boards will be a key for the Braves as well, as a couple Clayton State players already in some foul trouble. That last one's the third on Andrea Benford. Take a look at who else has personal fouls for Clayton State. It's all their forwards. Rackley has 3, Cunningham has 3, and now Benford has 3. As Monley good on the free throw. Just like that, the Braves are back within single digits. Starting 5 in the third quarter, by the way, for UNCP. It's Huntley, Locklear, Ebron, Williams, and Monley. Pass goes to the right wing. This will be a three-point attempt. Too strong. Rebound tipped out. And this goes off Clayton State after the miss by Tweedy Hawkins. For the Lakers, Hawkins out there with Johnson, as well as Raven Thomas, Benford, and Jamesia Banks. Trapping on the handoff. Braves have open players. Monley's right under the basket, and she capitalizes. Janisa Monley, 5 quick points to start the third quarter. She's up to 8 now in the game. And the Braves within 7. Up top, wide open. Benford will fire from downtown. She hits. They'll call just a 2. Her foot was on the line. Benford listed as a forward/center, showing off the three-point range. She's now 3 of 9 from behind the arc. Or, well, she was 2 of 8. Or she is 2 of 8 because that was just a 2. I keep thinking that was a 3. Just a 2. Impressive range nonetheless. Williams dishes out. Ebron, open, straightaway 3. That is a 3. And the Braves have it at just a 6-point deficit now. UNCP kind of struggled scoring the basketball right at the rim in the first half, so started to stretch the floor a little bit with some outside shooting to start quarter number 3. Long 2 from Clayton State. This one no good by Banks. Monley controls the rebound for UNC Pembroke, and the Braves have numbers in transition. Williams thought about the 3. Didn't take it. Monley gives it to Locklear. Locklear will drive the lane. Through a double team. Puts up the shot too strong. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Ebron of UNCP. So the Braves, well, they had been stretching the floor with those outside shots. That time, they take it towards the basket, and it's not the result they wanted. 2 minutes off the clock in the third quarter. It's just a 6-point Clayton State lead. The number 15 team in Division II women's basketball. In a ball game here today. They'll call 3 in the key on Raven Thomas, and that's a turnover by Clayton State. Lakers haven't played in 2 weeks. Their last game was December 3rd. It's understandable that roughly that time of year, the Braves' last game on Wednesday was their first in over a week because of final exams, but 2 weeks is an awful long layoff, especially with the holiday break coming up in a short while. Monley down low. The ball rolls off a player's foot, and it remains with UNCP. Every team in the Peach Belt Conference playing here this afternoon. They'll also all play again on Monday. Different matchups around the conference. But then by and large, most teams not playing again until December 30th at the earliest. UNCP will be in action on December 30th at 2 p.m. Non-conference game against Belmont Abbey. So you add the long layoff that Clayton State had to start the month with a long one towards the end of the month. And it's not good for a team's rhythm. That last turnover by UNCP, just their first of the third quarter. They had 8 in the first half. Lakers nearly turn it right back over, but they get it to Tiara Johnson. She's the scorer. She draws a foul. Johnson, 21 points in that first half. She averages just under 18 a game, so already above her season average. Could be on pace for a special day. 3-point attempt from straight away, no good. UNCP with the rebound. Poked away from Williams, she gets it back. 3-on-2 for UNC Pembroke. Williams right to the basket, has it rejected, and last touch by Williams as Benford got it to bounce off the UNCP guard, and it will go the other way for Clayton State. That was a spectacular defensive play by Benford, who's out there with 3 personal fouls. She had to stop to tie her shoe. But now we can continue. Under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Clayton State 47, UNC Pembroke 41. Get it to Benford in the low block. Up fakes Monley, drives to the basket, lays it home. Good post move by Benford. Second leading scorer on this team and one of the top 15 scorers in the conference. Clayton State with 2 players who average better than 14 points a game. UNCP, coming into today's game, doesn't have any players with double-digit scoring average. Huntley's attempt is blocked, and the Lakers get the rebound. It's with Johnson. Pass up top. Benford has shown she'll shoot from that far. Doesn't get that one to drop. Here's Williams to Huntley. Huntley to the basket. No one stops her, and that's an easy layup. Jasmine Huntley has 6. The deficit is 6. And it goes out of bounds to Clayton State. The Lakers will empty the bench. Wholesale change now for Clayton State. Different platoon on the floor. This is out of bounds to UNC Pembroke, so it was a turnover by Clayton State. Just like that, the Braves are right back in striking distance. Held by Allen. Ebron. Huntley now. Williams. 10 to shoot for UNCP. Locklear on the right wing. Locklear towards the basket, puts up the shot. Not this time. Rebound Lakers. Alexander up the floor, gives it off. Denard, tough shot. No good. Braves have the rebound. The defensive effort and the rebound by Erica Williams, who gets it to Locklear, who gives it back to Williams. Under the basket, Allen up with the shot. No good. Gets her own rebound, has it poked away. Clayton State comes back with it. Sloppy sequence for both teams there. Clayton State nearly turned it over off their own player, who wasn't looking for the pass. Halfway through the third quarter now, Braves within 6. It's to the left side. Up top, firing away from downtown. Rackley, no good. Offensive rebound. It bounced over Jasmine Huntley. Not much the Braves could do about that one. Off the bounce, a 2-point attempt, no good. Another offensive rebound. Who's going to get to this loose ball? UNCP. It's Ebron in the fast break. Ebron towards the basket. Layup good. Jillian Ebron, and the Braves have cut it to 4. Denard calling out the play for Clayton State. Pass up top, Alexander. Back over to Denard. She's open, pulls the trigger. Left it short. Braves with the rebound. Huntley Head of steam, gets a step towards the basket. Huntley with the lefty layup, no good. Offensive rebound, UNCP. Pass goes back out to Huntley. Up faking a drive. Huntley towards the basket, scoops it in and one. Jasmine Huntley will go to the line to try to convert a three-point play and cut the deficit to just one when we come back. 4:01 to go in the third quarter. This is a brand new ball game. UNCP is back and looking to upset the number 15 Clayton State Lakers. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. Braves fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNCP thanks Adidas for all their support and offering the best for Braves athletes. 4:01 to go in the third quarter. UNCP has made this a close game again after trailing by double digits at halftime against Clayton State. 49-47 is the Laker lead. Braves are on a 6-0 run as Clayton State is on a scoring drought of nearly 3 minutes. They've made just one of their last 8 field goals. Jasmine Huntley to the free throw line to try to convert the and one. Huntley with 8 points in the game. It's been balanced scoring for UNCP. No one in double figures for the Braves. For the Lakers, if they can't get it to Tiara Johnson, they've been a little confused about how to score the basketball. Johnson has 21 points to lead all scorers, but doesn't have any here in the second half. 3-point attempt, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds, goes to UNCP after the miss by Banks, and the Braves can take the lead on this trip down the floor. They have 15-4 start to the third quarter for UNC Pembroke. Huntley gets the pass back from Ebron. Crosses over the midcourt logo. Double team arrives. Braves handling the pressure from Clayton State. Most Laker opponents haven't been able to handle their press. And the Lakers starting 8-1, forcing almost 28 turnovers a game. Down low, Allen under the basket, puts up the shot, missed it, but she's fouled. That's the third team foul on Clayton State. Let's see who they call this on. That's on number 33, Andrea Benford. It's her fourth. Rackley also has 4 fouls for the Lakers. He's on the bench, and this is turning into something of a nightmare scenario for Clayton State. All of their best forwards in serious foul trouble as Nyla Allen hits the first free throw to tie the game at 49. This free throw for the lead. No good. Braves continue to struggle at the free throw line. They are 9 of 20 at the charity stripe today. Right wing, Banks over to the left side. Back into the game, it's Johnson. Sizes up on Allen, lobs it down low. Cunningham gives it back into a triple team. Braves get the steal. Break out with numbers. Ooh, the pass looking for Huntley is right at her ankles. She can't come up with it. .249 to go in a third quarter that's seen the Braves come all the way back from 12 down at halftime. UNCP led for all of 22 seconds in the first quarter. Can they get back over the hump again? Coming in towards the home stretch. Banks looking for a pass down low. There's a foul, and it's called on UNC Pembroke. Avery Locklear gets called for her third. It'll be the team's second foul of the third quarter. So a lot of fouls in that first quarter, a little bit less in the second. And now here in the third quarter, it's been a very clean stretch of basketball foul-wise. Pass looking down low. A little contact, no call. Goes out of bounds, last touch by UNCP. Wild shot that didn't hit the rim. So the shot clock never reset, still at 22. It did reset on the foul. So now Avery Locklear will get a breather. Ebony Stevens on for UNCP. Braves have a couple different options they can go to as sort of a designated shooter. Stevens, Locklear, and Silliman are all outstanding three-point shooters for UNC Pembroke. Johnson gives it off, whistle. Another foul called on UNCP. This one it's on Erica Williams, her second. Score remains tied, 49-49. 2:16 left in the third quarter. Lakers team perhaps a little rusty, playing for the first time in 2 weeks. Another turnover by Clayton State. They will press in the full court. Ebron back to Williams. Now Stevens on the left side. Working it around the perimeter. UNCP has it with Stevens. To Huntley in the corner. Huntley looking for a pass. Ebron to Williams. 8 to shoot for UNCP. Allen calling for it. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Ebron gives it off. Williams needs to shoot. Gets it off. Her foot was on the line. No good is the shot. Clayton State grabs the defensive rebound. UNCP's had some chances here to take the lead. Come up empty. Now a shot by Banks is no good, and Allen will track down the rebound for UNCP. It's Huntley, Williams, Allen, Ebron, and Stevens for UNCP. A small lineup for the Braves, but that's because Clayton State has had to go small with most of their forwards in foul trouble. Allen up top, Ebron. Huntley with it now, holds above the head. 7 to shoot. Tries to drive, dump off. Stevens fires. No good. Clayton State comes back with it the other way. Final minute of the third quarter. Tweedy Hawkins, pass to the right side for Banks, guarded by Huntley. Banks behind the back dribble. To the left side it goes. Hawkins uses a screen. Braves stay on it. Drive and kick. Johnson pulls up. No good. She's gone cold from the floor after 21 first half points. Rebound goes out of bounds. Last touch by Clayton State. 7-second difference now between the shot clock and the game clock. UNCP can take their time, wait for a good look on offense. LaShonda Pritchard will come into the game for the Braves and replace Jillian Ebron. A lot of ball handling on the floor for UNCP. That's what they needed to have in order to neutralize a very good Clayton State press. Jasmine Huntley walks it up for UNC Pembroke. They'll set their half-court offense. Goes to Allen. Back to Allen now. Foul on Clayton State. Called number 22, Raven Thomas, her second, team's fourth. So with that, the shot clock is turned off, and now the Braves can take the last shot of the third quarter. No more fouls to give for the Lakers. Braves do have a foul to give if they need to do so. And bounce pass to Stevens. Gets past one, fires a shot, no good. Long rebound goes to Allen. Allen in the paint, in trouble, gets it to Williams. Shot no good. Offensive rebound, Pritchard. Tries to put it up through contact. Last touch by UNCP. Still 11.3 left in the third quarter. And John Hassan doesn't look happy on the Braves sideline. Probably they could have waited for the last shot there. Now the Lakers can hold and take the last shot of the quarter. Down to 2, right to the basket. The layup too strong. Tiara Johnson, a scoreless quarter. She had 15 in the first, 6 in the second. Comes up empty in the third quarter, and we've got a brand new basketball game. 10 minutes to go in this one, and we're all tied, 49-49. Don't go anywhere. You're watching UNC Pembroke basketball. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. Start of the fourth quarter, and it's a good one. The number 15 Clayton State Lakers having trouble with the UNC Pembroke Braves in the Peach Belt Conference opener for both teams. Up the floor, Pritchard open under the basket, lays it in, the Braves have the lead. First lead for the Braves since 3-0. It's 51-49 after the first 2 points for LaShonda Pritchard. Banks with it up top, calling for the screen from Cunningham. State has a couple players in foul trouble. Both of the players who have 4 are on the bench right now. Tough drive to the basket, layup somehow goes in for Raven Thomas. Might have gotten away with an extra step, though, on the drive to the basket. Lakers not being as aggressive with the full court pressure. I think they've been burned one too many times by UNCP today. Stevens on the right side, trying to turn the corner, puts up the floater, left it short, rebound, tipped around. Monley comes away with it under the basket, falling away. She was fouled. She got grabbed by, it looked like the ankle there. She gets helped up by her teammates. 2 very important free throws for setting the tone of this fourth quarter. Janisa Monley, one of the leaders of this Braves team, looking for a statement win early in conference play. The Lakers were one of the final 4 teams in the Peach Belt Conference last year. They lost in the conference tournament semifinals. Still received an at-large bid to the NCAA tournament, but they lost in the first round. They bring back a lot of talent from last year's team, including Tiara Johnson, who's put on an offensive display so far today with 21 points. As Monley good on the second free throw to give the Braves the lead again after missing the first. Monley has 9 now to lead the Braves. Both her and Huntley have 9. Balanced scoring has been the story today for UNCP. The Lakers have not been able to focus on any one individual player. Hawkins in the left corner, spins, lost the ball, gets it back, but her foot was on the line. Turned over by Clayton State. Kalina Coleman, the head coach of Clayton State, I'm not sure if he's arguing with the ref. It looks like she's just mad at her players, not executing the game plan properly. Tell you what, both coaches have plenty of things they can work on with their team. Braves under 50% at the free throw line as Monley drives to the basket, missed the shot, gets her own rebound. Back outside, Huntley, wide open, fires a 3. It's good! Jasmine Huntley from downtown. The Braves lead by 4. Long pass the other way. It's caught by Johnson. Sizes up, trying to drive on Williams towards the basket. Good defense, missed the shot, rebound tipped out. Clayton State can't come up with it, then they finally do. Cunningham holds, gets it back over. This is Hawkins. Braves are plus 12 on the glass. 3-point attempt way offline as Huntley controls the rebound for UNCP. No numbers for the team in white. Huntley will take it herself, gets right to the rim and lays it home. Jasmine Huntley for 2, and the Braves lead is 6. Crowd in Pembroke making some noise. It's a timeout, Clayton State. 7:37 to go in the fourth quarter. UNCP up 57-51 over the number 15 Clayton State Lakers. We'll be right back. Braves fans, don't miss out on your chance to receive rewards for attending UNCP home athletic events during the 2016-17 season. Visit the App Store on your smartphone and download #BraveNation, UNCP's new fan engagement app. The app can be found on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Search using #BraveNation. Interesting move by Clayton State head coach Kalina Coleman as she brings in both players who have 4 fouls. Rackley and Benford both into the game now for Clayton State. She can sense this one beginning to slip away from her Lakers team. The number 15 Clayton State Lakers coming in at 8-1 on the season on a 5-game winning streak. They've won 10 of the last 11 versus UNC Pembroke in the series. Trapped in the lane, a wild shot, no good. On the attempt by Benford, who spent a long time on the bench with foul trouble. Rebound tipped out by UNCP as they just weren't able to clean the glass that time. UNCP men's game to follow this one against Clayton State. Should be another good one between two fairly evenly matched teams. This one, gotta call it what it is, upset alert for the number 15 Lakers. Under the basket, trouble with the catch, finally controlled by Rackley. Back up top, long 2 on the way, Benford, no good. High rebound to UNC Pembroke. Under 7 minutes to go, Braves up by 6 and can add to it. Hand off to Williams on the left side, uses a Pritchard screen. Looking down low, they can't get it to Monley this time. Huntley will reset the offense. Pritchard in front of the Braves bench. Up top to Stevens, now Williams. Trying to post up Monley, they still can't get it to her. 6 to shoot. Williams to Pritchard, has it poked away. It's stolen by Johnson. Johnson in transition to the basket, missed the layup. Lakers wanted a foul. Loose ball on the floor, a fight for the loose ball. It's a foul against Clayton State. Braves basketball. Boy, a lot of contact on that sequence. As the foul gets called on Jamesia Banks, her second, team's first. Julian Ebron checks in, gives Erica Williams a break. Braves out there right now with Pritchard, Stevens, Huntley, Ebron, and Monley. Full court press again from Clayton State. Can the Braves break it? This is some of the best trapping players the Lakers have, and the Braves able to get through it. Huntley to Stevens, dials long distance. It's good! Ebony Stevens from way downtown. The Braves lead is 9. What a turn of events since halftime. The Braves trailed by 12 at the break. They lead by 9 here, coming down the home stretch of this one. Pritchard climbed over the back there. That's a foul. Braves have made their last 3 field goals, en route to scoring a 9-0 run. Just the first personal on Pritchard, team's first. Lakers badly need a response, and they get it on a bank shot by Aberlin Rackley. That breaks a field goal drought of 3.5 minutes for the Lakers. Still just a 7-point game. Get to Ebron, looking for a back-cutting Huntley. Huntley to the basket, lays it in. Jasmine Huntley finishes at the rim again. She's got 14, make it 16. And then on the attempt the other way, traveling called on Clayton State. Jasmine Huntley has come alive here. And now a whistle. Nyla Allen into the game for UNCP. I think we might have just had a technical foul on Clayton State. So the Braves will get free throws. Technical foul called on the Clayton State bench. Now check that, it's on number 10, Tiara Johnson. You can see why she's been frustrated. It looked like this was going to be her day. She had 15 points in the first quarter, 21 by halftime, and hasn't scored here in the second half. As Jasmine Huntley keeps the focus, hits the first of 2 technical free throws. The Braves lead his balloon to 10. How about this? Just a complete reversal in the second half as the kind roll on the second free throw. UNCP with its largest lead. The score in the second half right now is 30-8 UNCP. A completely different basketball game since the team switched sides at halftime. for the number 15 Clayton State Lakers, this is not the way they wanted to begin Peach Belt Conference play. Still a long way to go, and the Braves can't get comfortable yet. But as it stands, a signature win for UNCP to start the Peach Belt Conference season. Huntley with a nice move to break the timeline. Double team arrives. Huntley just tries to dribble around it with that quick burst of speed. Made a defender fall. Tiara Johnson getting frustrated out there. Tries to shoot the passing lane. Gambled and lost. UNCP numbers the other way. Monley under the basket. The easy layup. 66-53, under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Monley's got 11. Timeout Clayton State. And Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court is rocking this afternoon. Braves up by 13. We'll be back after this timeout on the floor on the Braves Broadcast Network. Here we go, final 4 minutes and 55 seconds of this game. UNCP leading the number 15 Clayton State Lakers 66-53. Remember, the Braves trailed by 12 at halftime. And kind of the story was at halftime, if the Braves could start making some tough shots, they would be back in it. Instead, that's a tough shot made by Clayton State, and a potential and one for Abrylyn Rackley. Foul gets called on Jillian Ebron, her third. Second team foul on UNCP as Rackley hits the free throw to complete the three-point play. Braves were poor from the free throw line in the first half, 6 of 15, as the shot clock never started there on this possession. But the Braves in that first half shot just 37% from the floor, 40% from the free throw line, left a lot of points on the table, but bounced back in the third quarter with a huge 16-4 quarter to tie the game. And now here in the fourth quarter, it's been, well, all UNCP again. The score in the second half, UNCP has 33 points and Clayton State has 11. That's how the Braves have turned a 12-point deficit into a 10-point lead. But with the way Clayton State pressures in the full court, they run a full court press every chance they possibly can. Can get a lot of points in a very short span of time. That's a blocking foul called on Tiara Johnson, will be her third. Third team foul on Clayton State. Remember, the bonus kicks in at 5 team fouls, and it's a double bonus. I'll correct that, make it the team's fourth. So the Lakers out of fouls to give now the rest of the way. Allen over to Huntley. To the corner with Stevens. Down low Monley. She'll get to work. Puts up the tough shot. No good. Defense and the rebound by Benford, who's out there with 4 fouls. Benford tries to go coast to coast. Hops to the basket. Lays it in. You see a sort of a shrug from the Clayton State sideline. The head coach, Kalina Coleman, asking, where's that been all day? She's been on the bench with 4 personal fouls. That's where. 4 minutes to go in an 8-point game. Braves not done yet. Ebron to Allen to Huntley. Monley banging bodies down low, trying to get open. Stevens holding on the left side. They free up Ebron. Straight away 3, too short. Rebound tipped to Clayton State. Braves all back on defense. Lakers looking for numbers the other way. Towards the basket, shot no good. The follow-up no good, as Benford couldn't get the basket that time. Huntley all the way to the rim. No one stopped her. Braves had no numbers on offense. Clayton State all standing around watching. Jasmine Huntley, 18 points in the game now. The Braves lead back up to 10. 20 points in the game for Jasmine Huntley. Bad pass, tracked down by Benford. Nice step. Whistle. They'll call a foul on UNCP on the drive. Tiara Johnson is ready to convert a pretty easy layup. That's the fourth on Ebron, and the third team foul on UNCP in the fourth quarter. 3:11 to play in the fourth quarter. 68-58. UNCP looking for the upset over number 15, Clayton State, trying to hand the Lakers just their second loss of the season. One common opponent between the two teams this year. Clayton State handled Wingate. Ooh, that's a blocking foul called on Huntley. It'll be her third, and the fourth on UNCP. The Lakers able to defeat Wingate in a fairly close game, but the Braves lost by double digits to that same Wingate team. That's the only common opponent between the two teams this year. The other story, of course, coming in is that Clayton State, this is their first game since December 3rd. That's 2 weeks ago. Allen reaches in on the pass intended for Rackley. That's the fifth team foul on UNCP and the fourth personal on Nyla Allen. So this Clayton State Laker team now in the bonus. Not a great free throw shooting team. They've been getting the job done so far today, 10 of 13 at the line. First free throw, nothing but net for Aubrey-Lynn Rackley. Still over 3 minutes to play. Second free throw, Rackley. Around the rim and out. Rebounded by UNC Pembroke with Williams. 3 blue shirts on defense in the backcourt. Looking for Monley on the pass. Stolen. Here come the Lakers. 4 on 2, they have the numbers. Under the basket, looking for Rackley. It's tipped towards the corner. Alexander hopping her way towards the basket. Puts up the tough shot. No good. Rebound. Finally controlled by Janisa Monley. Gets it to Huntley. Monley has a double-double. And Huntley the other way with the easy layup. Floater no good. Call a blocking foul, though, on Ebony Stevens. That's her first. Team over the limit. 2 free throws for Clayton State. But the Braves suddenly have just been handling the press time and time again. Tweedy Hawkins to the free throw line for Clayton State. 2.5 minutes to go. And the Lakers staring at a double-digit deficit. Free throw good. Sub for UNCP. LaShonda Pritchard in for Nyla Allen. They were trying to get her in on the last set of free throws for the Lakers, but couldn't get her into the game in time. Second free throw for Hawkins. Also good. Remember, last year Clayton State beat UNCP by 18 at the Lock in Morrow, Georgia. UNCP just has a different look about them this year. At least today. They just never really lost their composure. Huntley able to make the catch and stay on the right side of midcourt. Shot clock down to 10. Monley up top for Pritchard. Gives it off Huntley. Shot clock to 5. Williams trying to drive through some contact. Missed it. Huntley, the tip in is good as the shot clock expires. Janisa Monley, she's got 13 now to go along with 12 rebounds. That might have just done it. Monley straight up on defense. Good move. Shot no good. Cunningham missed it. Williams takes it into the offensive half for UNCP, and they can just look to run out some clock. Take this down to close to a minute. Clayton State's gone nearly 3 minutes without a field goal. Given up a huge run in the second half, despite their 12-point halftime lead. Monley, dish out, 3-point attempt, Williams. No good, rebounded by Clayton State. They've really got to go now. Towards the basket, a Euro step floater, no good. Huntley controls the rebound for UNCP, and Clayton State gives the foul. That'll send Jasmine Huntley to the free throw line on the foul by Tweedy Hawkins. That's her second. Fans beginning to celebrate here in Pembroke, and why not? A sensational second half for UNCP, erasing a 12-point deficit and stunning the number 15 Clayton State Lakers here this afternoon. Huntley's first free throw is good. UNCP is a team now 13 of 24 at the free throw line. Still not a very good number, hovering near 50% the whole day. But it's been enough. Monley with 13 points, 13 rebounds. Williams, 8 points, 12 rebounds. Jasmine Huntley now 24 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Lakers head down, drive to the basket. They had plenty of open shooters on the perimeter, just ignored them. UNCP couldn't stick a fork in the rebound. Lakers to inbound, down 13 in the final minute. Brackley, she'll fire a three. Off the support, out of bounds. That might be it. See if the Lakers try to give a foul here or what. They will press in the full court. Whether they intentionally foul still remains to be seen. Inbounds pass kicked by Tweedy Hawkins. So the Braves will try it again. Get it to Pritchard in the corner. She's trapped, lost her dribble, gets it to Stevens. Stevens across midcourt to the right side, held by Williams. UNCP will run some clock. Tight defense on Huntley. Just keeps the dribble alive. Now passes to Pritchard. Pritchard on the right block, back outside. 5 to shoot, to the basket. Williams banks it in. 76-61, UNCP with under 20 seconds to play. Bad pass over the head of Alexander. Last touch by Clayton State. That should do it. Lakers will still press in the full court. But a terribly frustrating afternoon for Clayton State. A 12-point halftime lead disappeared before their eyes, and UNCP comes in and stuns the number 15 Clayton State Lakers. What a way to start Peach Belt Conference play. Upset complete. UNCP 76, Clayton State 61. The Braves start Peach Belt play with a victory. UNC Pembroke women's basketball gets to 5-2 on the season. They start 1-0 in the PBC. Clayton State 8-2 now, 0-1 in the Peach Belt. The only meeting between these two teams goes to the Braves this year, and the Braves finally snap what's been a pretty dominant streak by Clayton State. The Lakers had won 10 of the last 11 against UNCP. And again, Clayton State will still be a force to be reckoned with in the Peach Belt Conference this year, but the Braves have something to celebrate here today. We'll take a little break in between the women's and men's games, but you can stay right here on this tab, this window, however you're watching us. This same stream will be where the UNC Pembroke men's game will be in just about 20 minutes. Final score one more time, 76-61, UNC Pembroke women's basketball with the victory over number 15 Clayton State. We'll be back in a little while on the Braves Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the English E. Jones Center on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court. The men's basketball Peach Belt Conference opener. It's the UNC Pembroke Braves taking on the Clayton State Lakers. Braves come in at 6-2 overall and having won 5 of their last 6. Lakers at 5-4 on the season, but 0-2 away from home in Morrow, Georgia. Starting lineup now being introduced, starting with the Clayton State Lakers with their head coach Jeremy Link, who's in his second season. Starting lineup for the Lakers goes like this. Junior guard from Orlando, Florida, number 1, Nathan Powell. Junior guard from Goose Creek, South Carolina, number 3, Dantez Beneman. Redshirt sophomore guard from Miami, Florida, number 4, Marquise Clark. Graduate forward from Douglasville, Georgia, number 5, Jamuni Bird. And redshirt senior forward from the Bronx, number 20, Alfonso Davis. For the UNC Pembroke Braves, their head coach is Ben Miller in his 9th season. Braves coming off a 15-13 season a year ago, a little disappointing, as the Braves will be looking to start their season off on the right foot in Peach Belt Conference play with the victory here today, and they'll have the starting lineup going like this. Junior guard from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina, number 0, Brandon Watts. A freshman from Atlanta, Georgia, number 1, Micah Kinsey, getting his first start in a Braves uniform today. This is what they have up on the scoreboard, trying to see if that's actually is what they're doing today. I can tell you for sure, it is in fact Alex Bradley who will be in the starting lineup. They had a typo on the scoreboard. So Alex Bradley will be in the starting lineup, and thought that might have been a typo on the scoreboard, and it in fact was. Alex Bradley, the senior guard from Fayetteville. Freshman forward from Winston-Salem, number 4, Kia Pruitt. Redshirt junior forward from the Bronx, Nigel Grant. And sophomore guard from Raleigh, number 25, Andrew Evans. UNCP men's basketball getting ready to take on Clayton State. I'm Cameron Songer, joined now by Petey Powers in the booth. And Petey, what are some of the things you're looking for in this one?
Well, you know, one of the best things about the Braves this season has been the balance in the scoring. A lot of different leading scorers for the Braves. Kia Pruitt led the team in scoring in the last game versus Mount Olive. And the freshmen have been very impressive so far this season, but one guy I'll be looking for as well is a senior, Quamaine Rose, made his return earlier this week, still trying to work his way back into action, into the rotation. Obviously a guy that missed a lot of time with an injury, so Coach Miller warning the fans, you know, give Quamaine a little bit of time. You know, he's going to try and rotate him back, get him back into that rotation, but it'll be interesting to see how that pans out for the Braves as well as the rest of Peach Belt Conference play start, and this is where things get real for Coach Miller and his squad.
Well, you talked about Quamaine Rose, and the last time Braves fans saw him out in a Braves uniform on this floor, again, before when he was injured last Thanksgiving, he was an All-American preseason last year, and it's a really tough turnaround. An ACL injury, you come back, you're recovering, not even practicing with the team in the first semester, just, you know, allowed to practice starting on Monday. He practiced twice. They played on Wednesday. He played a couple minutes against Mount Olive, didn't score, only took 2 shots. Really was more of a facilitator role. But he's eligible to play now. He's part of the team, and what's sort of interesting is how do you integrate somebody like that, somebody who was a kind of a ball-dominant point guard, a guy who scored a lot of points. How do you integrate him into a team that had already been pretty successful, 5-2 without him, and now 6-2 overall on the season after getting that win against the pesky Mount Olive team on Wednesday evening? It'll be Pruitt jumping center for the Braves against Alfonso Davis of Clayton State. He's going from left to right, and UNCP controls the jump ball. The top 2 scorers from last year are Alex Bradley and Brandon Watts, number 3 and number 0. For UNCP. The stories will be how well can the Braves get Brandon Watts going, a guy who averaged 16.5 points a game last year. It's been off that so far this year. Nigel Grant opens the scoring with a jump shot for UNCP.
Good look there from Grant. He's a guy that can shoot the ball a little bit, and there's a nice little mid-range J for Grant to get things going.
Clark holds in front of the Braves bench for Clayton State. Pass goes to the left side for Powell. This is Beneman now. Grant switches out onto him. Mismatches around the floor for Clayton State. Bad pass. Andrew Evans there to intercept. UNCP back the other way with Bradley. Finds Evans in transition. Fires a 3. Not this time. Long rebound. Watts is boxed out. Now the Lakers come back with it towards the rim. Pruitt changed that shot. Rebound still being batted around. It goes out of bounds. Last touched by UNC Pembroke.
You mentioned Kia Pruitt. He's a guy that's very active, a shot blocker, long arms, guy that as a freshman already getting huge minutes for the Braves, and he's he's earned them for sure. Akia's done a great job early on this season.
14 points, 10 rebounds last time out against Mount Olive. He has 2 straight double-doubles in the last 2 games. On something of a streak. And Nigel Grant, the guy who has the only bucket so far in the game, he's scored in double figures every game the Braves have played this season. He's sort of been the picture of consistency, whereas Brandon Watts, half the games he's scored double figures, half the games he hasn't. This one poked away. Bradley will get the head up, realize that he doesn't have a chance to go all the way to the rim. Throws down low for Pruitt. Evans calling for it in the opposite corner. Pruitt fall away with the left hook, no good. After the air ball, here come the Lakers again. Pruitt had a very hot start on Monday night, scored the first 8 points of the game. That time he got the hand on the block, but the rebound bounced right to Clayton State in the easy jumper.
Braves got to look to run some offense here, get some touches inside, move the ball around.
Alfonso Davis scoring that bucket for Clayton State. Grant down low to Pruitt. He'll try the right hand, and this time it's good.
Nice little baby hook there from Akia. Guy that you don't see throwing the ball that much in the post, but nice baby hook there.
That's probably the next step in his game. Stewart needs to fill out a little bit. Kind of has the freshman-looking body a little bit.
Definitely, but he's the athleticism. You can see the talent.
Open jump shot on the way for Powell. Missed everything, and then Watts gets a hand on the block, but still a third effort for Jamani Bird. Transfer from Maryville College in Tennessee. He's a guy who's a real potent threat on both the glass and in the scoring column.
A big body in the inside for Clayton State.
Grant fires away from long distance. No good. Watts needs to be careful about reaching in there. 3-point attempt coming up from Clayton State is blocked. Marquise Clark didn't get a clean look at that. Bradley looking for Pruitt. That got kicked.
And Nigel Grant took that three-pointer the last time. Now stripped down. He does have that range, but he's a guy you want to see attacking from the free throw line, just attacking the rim. He can shoot the ball, but he's really a mismatch down low as far as his physicality and athleticism.
Came in shooting just 19% from behind the arc. A little cold streak for him from that range. Evans off the bounce. A jump shot a little too strong. Rebound for the Lakers. And Alfonso Davis up the floor. Back outside. And Powell. Brain cramp there, slid the pivot foot.
Didn't really like the call there. Referee saw it, and that's a travel. That's going to all going the other way.
I think he wanted to pass it. You could see the frustration on his face, no doubt. I think it was more with himself than with the call. Can't believe he just did that. That's one of the
still waking up a little bit.
one of the fundamentals. A little slow start for both teams. Pruitt with a nice up fake. A lot of contact, and then there's the whistle.
And as a freshman, already being this aggressive, first conference game at home. Obviously, students aren't in town, but there is a pretty good crowd here today. And Akia Pruitt's been very aggressive early on, trying to get to the free throw line, attack.
Alfonso Davis called for the foul. It'll be his first and the team's first. 16:45 to go in the first half. Tied at 4. Akia Pruitt, 2 free throws. No good on the first. Just a 61% free throw shooter. That's another one of those areas he needs to improve upon.
A little up and down. Got decent form, but obviously as a freshman sometimes takes a little time to get that free throw shot down. Looks easy, but it can be tough sometimes.
Grant tips the rebound right back to Pruitt, who tries again with the right hand. This time it's no good. So a lot of shots for Akia Pruitt. See if they can get him going. Looks like right now not really working. Clark directing traffic, and Andrew Evans gets called for the foul there. He was just trying to keep Bird away from getting position on the block, and that's a tough matchup.
Trying to throw the ball down low to Bird. Obviously, Clayton State really hasn't been able to get into much of their offense yet. See Bird, he's going to be heavily involved today in the post, a big body.
If they can get a switch off a pick, Bird at 6'6", 235, and Andrew Evans at 6 foot 160.
You're going to take that matchup all day if you can get it. Andrew Evans is a pesky defender. That's one of the things. He's been a pleasant surprise all season as far as he shot the ball very well and played good defense, but obviously that's a little bit of a mismatch.
Just a little bit. Approaching the 4-minute mark in the first half. Bradley fires a long 2 and hits. His foot was over the line. Braves will take the 2 points.
A lot of people say that's one of the worst shots in basketball, but Alex Bradley, great shooter, knocks down that deep 2.
Double teamed along the baseline. Bird stepped on the out-of-bounds line. So back-to-back turnovers now by Clayton State.
Just
UNCP
struggled to get their offense going.
Yeah, UNCP hasn't done much better offensively, but they've done some really nice things on defense, causing problems for the Lakers, who've turned it over 3 times. UNCP hasn't turned it over yet. Waiting for those shots to start going in. Braves at 3 of 8 from the floor, Lakers 2 of 8. Watts swings it over to Evans. Down low for Pruitt, puts up the shot, banks it in. Nice off-ball cut. Akia Pruitt has 4 points. Bird right under the basket. Gets Grant to land on him. They'll call the foul on the floor.
And one thing Nigel Grant has struggled with a little bit this season has been foul trouble. He does tend to get in foul trouble a little bit there. Took one there, but Braves have shown some depth on that front line. So
timeout on the floor. 15:38 to go in the first half. UNCP 8, Clayton State 4. Braves fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNCP thanks Adidas for all of their support in offering the best for Braves athletes. With PD Powers, I'm Cameron Songer on the Braves Broadcast Network. Just getting started here in the men's game after the women finished a stellar upset of the number 15 Clayton State Lakers, 76-61, the final score of the early game this afternoon. Braves men's team looking to match that with another victory, although it wouldn't be such an upset. All-the-way shot in the post, no good. Pruitt able to control the rebound. Good defense by Grant to avoid picking up the second foul. Bradley uses a Pruitt screen to Grant. Pruitt calling for it down low, makes the catch. Fall-away jumper with the left is good. Akia Pruitt gets rolling early.
Already 6 for Akia Pruitt, 3 of 5 from the field. He's looked great in the post.
Back to Wednesday. He scored the first 8 points, then assisted on the next one. The Braves had a 10-0 lead on Wednesday at Mount Olive, but the hot shooting of the Trojans kept them in that game for a long time. Quamaine Rose, James Murray Boyles checking in at the scorer's table. A long 2 is good. Akia Pruitt had to come out on the shooter, Benjamin, and he still knocked it in. Ben Miller, I think, showing a lot of confidence in Quamaine Rose, getting him ready to check in so early in this game.
Obviously, senior, he hasn't seen a lot of time. You trust him. He's been around the game for a long time.
Grant draws the foul and 1.
Nigel Grant just attacking down low. Guy that had to sit out last season, very active, strong, big body, and when he gets the ball, he goes up. You mentioned earlier, guy that scored in double digits every game this season. Nigel Grant, normally good for at least 10 points a game walking into the gym, and sometimes when you can throw the ball down low to him, that's your best option on the floor.
Pruitt and Evans will go to the bench. Murray Boyles and Rose into the game for UNCP. Braves are just dominating down low right now. It seems like they're getting all of their buckets in the paint. UNCP with an 8-4 lead in points in the paint right now. Braves pressuring. They leave an open man in the corner. It's Clark, and he can't punish them for it. Bradley takes the rebound the other way. No numbers for the team in white. Bradley gets it to Murray Boyles. Rose calling for it, doesn't get it. It's Murray Boyles for 3, and it's good. JB for 3. He comes off the bench and makes an immediate impact, and just like that, it's a double-digit UNCP lead. Timeout on the floor taken by Clayton State. We'll keep it here during the timeout. Mind you, Braves fans, You can receive rewards for attending UNCP home athletic events during the 2016-17 season. Visit the App Store on your smartphone and download #BraveNation, UNCP's new fan engagement app. The app can be found on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Search using #BraveNation. The Braves just shooting well now. They're on a 6-0 run over the last, technically, 21 seconds. They're just finding ways to put the ball in the basket. They're 5 of their last 5 from the floor.
Yeah, so far, I mean, Alex Bradley has had that long two. Other than that, rest of the 14 points have all came from the forwards. Akia Pruitt obviously getting really involved. James Murray Boyles off the bench, knocks down a quick three, and Nigel Grant doing his thing down low as well. Now with Quamaine Rose out on the floor, you want to see how he does. Obviously, Quamaine isn't going to really look to push it too much. Only second game back, first conference game back, but that's a guy that stuffs the stat sheet when he's on his game.
Look at what Quamaine Rose did back in 2014-15, the last full season he played. He led D2 with 2 triple-doubles. Has over 16 20-plus point games in his career for UNCP. So he is certainly a guy who does a lot of things for you on the floor. Alex Bradley gets called for that foul there.
Fans just got to be patient with Q, just working his way back into shape. Obviously, it's tough coming back from an ACL injury, and he's one of those guys that even if he can't get back to his former self right away, he's got that basketball IQ, plays great defense, can pick out a pretty pass.
Three-point attempt, no good. This time, Mike Scott taking that shot for Clayton State. They're, I think, falling in love with the three-point shot a little bit too much. Watts, Bradley, Grant, Rose, and Murray Boyles, the 5 for UNCP. That's a blocking foul called on Bird. That'll be his second.
Brandon Watts so far hasn't gotten up a shot. One thing about Brandon Watts, he takes and makes a lot of tough shots for you. You want to see if maybe Coach Miller try and get him some easy looks to get going here. A guy that led the team in scoring last year, can shoot the three, can drive. Seen him with a few putback dunks already this season.
And see the tactics going back and forth now as Clayton State brought in Ty Lewis after their first choice at forward, Jamani Bird, in foul trouble. So with Lewis coming into the game, 6'6", 275, Nigel Grant will get a breather, and on comes Carson Mounts for UNCP. Murray Boyles in the low block, finds Mounts at the elbow. Rose holds, still 20 to shoot for UNCP. UNC Pembroke holding a 10-point lead. Murray Boyles straight away. Rose on the wing, fires a three. Not this time. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Brandon Watts.
You hear when Quamaine Rose puts up that shot, the fans oohing and ahhing. They know these fans are dedicated fans. They remember the last time they saw Quamaine Rose play and just how dominant he's been over the past few years, and obviously just want to see a shot fall for number 23 out there in white.
Yeah, he didn't score in his season debut on Wednesday. Guy who was a preseason All-American last year. Really was supposed to lead the Braves to the promised land. The Braves were ranked in the top 25 in the early season. And when Rose went down, things kind of started going south on the Braves. Talk about a guy like Brandon Watts, who led the Braves in scoring last year, but was something of a volume scorer, had to take a lot of shots because they were expecting those shots to be going to Quamaine Rose. Now that he's back, you have other weapons who are back. I think everyone's efficiency could go up.
A lot of experience for some of those guys. That
Watts tries to save it. He does. What a steal. Now Bradley to Murray Boyles. Corner three. Not this time. Mounts tips the rebound to himself. Going up, lost the ball. It was poked out by Clayton State.
Murray Boyles, quick trigger on that three. Knocked down his first one. That one, you could kind of tell it wasn't going in off his hands. Tried to crash the boards, and Carson Mounts got there, knocked out of bounds.
UNCP hustling to the boards. They're being out-rebounded right now 10-7. But a lot of that is just a function of who's been taking the shots and where those shots have been coming from. Braves have just made a much better percentage. Murray Boyles can't get that one. Watts tries to tip it, can't do so. Up the floor comes Kyle Kinsey, who almost lost it. They'll clear out. Lewis goes to work on Mounts, who gets called for his second personal foul. 2 quick fouls called on Carson Mounts.
Wonder how quickly we might see Akia Pruitt back into the game. They'll
leave Mounts out there with those 2. I think they're trying to just give Grant a nice long breather. But that could be a problem for the Braves. Ty Lewis, 6'6", 275. And he'll chase down the long inbounds pass.
Q really pressuring the ball well here.
Out of bounds.
Coach Miller's frustrated. Thought that ball was off the Lakers, but it's going to be Clayton State ball on the baseline. Great defense by Q.
Traveling called.
Braves are getting into it down on that end.
Look at the bench. They're fired up. I don't think I've ever seen a bench celebrate an opposing travel that much, but Clayton State's been held scoreless in almost the last 3 minutes. UNCP, well, it's been almost 2 minutes since they've scored, or a little over 2 minutes.
Point guards have been playing some great pressure defense, really forcing Clayton State to turn the ball over here early on.
Kinsey with it. To Watts. Spin move into the lane. Good defense on him. Draws the foul anyway. 11:46 to go in the first half. Braves still holding a 10-point lead over Clayton State. Brandon Watts will be at the line shooting 2 when we come back on the Braves Broadcast Network. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. 11:46 to go in the first half. Brandon Watts at the line shooting 2. And the first free throw to give the Braves an 11-point lead. First point of the afternoon for Brandon Watts. Leading scorer from a year ago at 16.6 points per game. He's at 12.5 this year. He's contributed in a lot of other ways. Murray Boyles called for the foul after the missed free throw. We'll go the other way. It'll be Clayton State ball. That's already the 6th team foul on UNC Pembroke.
Really interested to see how Clayton State can get into their offense. They've struggled here early on, 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. Haven't really gotten anything to fall so far today.
UNCP trying to trap Mounts. Needs to be careful about getting called for his third. Drive to the basket, layup good, and 1 for Alfonso Davis. That could be the way to get their offense going as Brandon Watts gets called for his first. Braves now over the limit.
Nice take there by Davis. Finish through the contact, get the M1 opportunity.
I'm not sure if you're facing a team that has struggled to get its offense going, or if you want to try to trap them and potentially give up an easy basket. That could be the kind of thing that gets an offense going.
I think it was just Coach Miller after a timeout trying to mix things up, but I hear what you're saying there.
Maine Rose skying for that rebound after the missed free throw. Kinsey in trouble. Long pass to Watts. Jab, step, and drive, double teamed. Bad pass stolen away by Clayton State. Benneman up the floor. Extra pass to the corner, 3-point attempt. Joseph, splash. Just like that. Quick run by Clayton State, but a technical foul. They'll tee up Clayton State, and UNCP will get 2 free throws.
It was Joseph they got on the technical foul in that one. I didn't really notice what he said or did coming back down the floor after that made 3.
Well, it was a 5-0 spurt for Clayton State, and that's the second personal now on Kendall Joseph. Here's Murray Boyles will shoot the technical free throw for UNC Pembroke.
Good look there from Joseph. The corner three must have said something, or that's the kind of thing when you go on a little run like that, kind of maybe kill off a little bit of the momentum.
I was looking to see if he made any kind of gesture.
Didn't really notice anything.
It must have been a verbal thing.
And Mike Smith checking into the game. Mike Smith, obviously, big-time hustle player for the Braves.
Nigel Grant also in. He'll replace Mounts. So the 5 for the Braves will be Grant, Kinsey, Smith, Rose, and Murray Boyles. Second technical free throw for Murray Boyles, nothing but net. That's why they have him shooting those freebies. He makes both. The Braves lead is 8. And we're ready to get going once again. 17 fouls on the Braves, 5 on the Lakers. Been a busy week for Clayton State. Their last game was Thursday afternoon, an 83-57 win against Carver Bible College. So Rose misses on the 3-ball. Rebound by the Lakers. They look to push. Braves tried to trap them. Good defense by Kinsey. The shot at the last second, they called a foul. A wild drive by Kinsey.
Some of the Braves bench wanted to travel or something on that play. Obviously, he just threw that ball up. I mean, when you're getting that kind of contact, you can get to the line like that, you're going to take it. And obviously, Quain put up that 3 on that last trip down. He's really trying to get himself going. That's the kind of thing with him. Maybe you spot him up and just once one falls for him, you got to get his confidence going. He just needs to see one go through the hoop, maybe get to the free throw line, hit a free throw or something. But he's going to come out for Andrew Evans. Obviously, Coach Miller's going to probably got him on some sort of minutes limit. I'm not sure what Coach Miller's thinking about that, but want to ease him back in and just get him going. Hopefully, as conference play continues, really see the true Quain Rose.
Perhaps playing to the crowd a little bit too much. I know every time he touches the ball, there's a buzz in the gym. And perhaps just trying to ease some of the pressure on Quain Rose as he just works his way back into the lineup. Grant is trapped. Good work to get past it. Kinsey to the corner. Evans open. Corner 3-ball. Not this time. And the rebound by Clayton State. The Braves have gone cold from the floor. They haven't got a field goal in about 3.5 minutes. Lakers working their way back into it. This is Lewis on the back down. Fall away jump shot. No good. Rebound. Murray Boyles had it poked away, and he goes out of bounds. Boy, the Braves took that rebound away from themselves.
Those guys wanted to get in the stat sheet for that rebound. You just got to relax.
And that's Murray Boyles and Grant. They couldn't figure that out, and instead it cost the Braves on a rebound that they should have had. Off the inbound, Pruitt guarding tightly on Benamon. Into the lane, a wild shot. Offensive rebound put back up and in by Alfonso Davis. And the Lakers on a bit of a run now.
Good board there by Davis. Already got 4 points in the game, 5 rebounds. He's been active on the glass.
Evans back to Bradley after UNCP breaks the press. Lakers in a 2-3 zone.
Kia Pruitt comes to the free throw line. That's where he's going to play. Those bigs have to come and screen those guys at the top of the 2-3.
Nice pass. Evans is open. He gets this one to fall. Nice find from Alex Bradley. And it's the first bucket of the game for Andrew Evans.
If you're going to break down that 2-3 zone, you got to have the perimeter shooting. And Andrew Evans obviously shot the ball very well this season. Those open threes, when you see him catch the ball wide open, you know what he's going to do with it. And he's been able to knock those shots down consistently all season.
UNCP 44% from the floor, 2 of 8 from behind the arc. Clayton State also at 25% from deep, but they're 1 of 4. And 35% from the field. Smith into the passing lane. He has a steal. Mike Smith going towards the basket. A lot of contact. Evans saves it. What a play. And UNCP still has the ball. To the left side for Smith. He's open. Pulls the trigger. Too strong. Long rebound. It's back to Smith. Fight for the loose ball. Tipped out. Last touch by Clayton State.
Great hustle by Mike Smith, diving on the floor. Seems like once or twice every game he's diving for the ball. And I thought that ball was off of UNCP, and the referees came together and did make that decision.
And they reversed the call. It goes to Clayton State. You saw Benneman getting after it. He almost ended up in the second or third row of the bleachers. Into the game now for Clayton State once again is Nathan Powell. 22-14, the Braves in control right now. 9:14 to go in the first half. Still a long way to go. But the way the Lakers have had problems on offense, 7 turnovers, and they forced just 1 UNCP misstep. The Braves clean up a couple things. I think this one should be winnable for the Braves. Bradley got tangled up with Powell. They called a foul on UNC Pembroke's Alex Bradley. That's his second.
Just not really sure what Clayton State's trying to do on the offensive end. Best offense so far has been getting to the free throw line, seems like, and haven't really been able to do that often this game so far.
They haven't been successful there either, just 1 of 3.
Just a little sloppy on the offensive end, obviously. On the road in the Peach Belt Conference, tough environments, but Clayton State really trying to wake up on the offensive end.
First free throw good for Nathan Powell. The junior, a transfer from Payne College, is a 67% free throw shooter this season. Braves out there with Bradley, Smith, Evans, Pruitt, and Grant. As the second free throw, no good. So 4 of the 5 starters in the game for the Braves. Just Brandon Watts over on the bench right now. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half. Lakers will be in the double bonus the rest of the way. 9 team fouls on the Braves. Grant gets 2 men up in the air, and then the late whistle comes in. Great up fake by Nigel Grant. He's rewarded with 2 free throws.
Seen the Braves run similar sets a couple times this game, getting that quick cut right to that block, and bigs just go right up, either finish it with 2 hands or go to the free throw line. Nigel Grant, obviously a guy that can live at the free throw line. His physicality and his athleticism, he can get to the line with ease a lot of the time, and that's something Coach Miller's going to want to keep seeing.
Grant can't get the free throw to drop. UNCP, they've struggled at times from the free throw line. They're 4 of 8 from the stripe so far today. Second one from Grant is good. Braves lead is 8. A little over 8 minutes to play in the first half. Walked up by Nathan Powell. And from the Braves bench now with Kendall Joseph. Stolen away by Pruitt. In transition looking for Evans. Just a little lazy on the pass, and it's taken away by the Lakers. Benneman. Guarded by Pruitt. Trying to shake him loose. Back over. It's with Benneman again. Skip pass towards the corner. Powell hopping his way into the defense. Draws contact. Like he got Akia Pruitt up in the air. It'll be the first on the freshman.
One thing about the Braves bigs on that possession, you saw both of them switch onto perimeter players when Nigel Grant and Akia Pruitt, James Murray Brewers are out on the floor. They're athletic enough to switch onto guards. And that play, Akia Pruitt had to switch onto a guard. Braves can switch a lot on those screens with guys like that on the floor, and they did that on that play. Obviously, foul there on Akia inside. But been very impressed with the bigs play so far today.
You talked about the switching. Alex Bradley's going to be subbed out for Micah Kinsey. Basically, all 5 guys on the floor right now for UNCP have the ability to switch off at times. Obviously, you don't want somebody like Micah Kinsey or Andrew Evans guarding extended sequences in the post, or Nigel Grant guarding extended on the perimeter, but they can do it, whereas such as Alex Bradley or Carson Mounts would kind of be the 2 that come to mind where you're not as comfortable with that at all. Neither free throw that time for Clayton State as we tick closer to the 8-minute mark. Evans open in the corner. No good. Smith able to get the rebound. Long pass back out to Kinsey. How did that get through?
Love his hustle.
Evans calling for it in the corner again. He'll try to create off the drive. Had it stripped and taken away by Clayton State. A lot of contact, no whistle. Lane to the basket. Pruitt is having none of it. Turns away the Powell shot. Now the Braves have numbers. 5 on 4. Evans finds Smith in the corner. Trying to drive baseline. Shovels it off to Pruitt. He lays it home. Akia Pruitt, the block on one end, the layup on the other end. The Braves lead is 10.
Braves just have more, seems like they have more pep in their steps so far today. Just going after it on both ends of the floor, really hustling.
You hear coaches talk about who wants it more, but the Braves playing with that energy tonight. Under the basket, Lewis missed the layup. He had the size advantage, couldn't take advantage.
He's kicking himself after missing that one. That's a bunny for him.
Freshman Ty Lewis just rush the shot a little bit. Now UNCP on the other end can slow it down.
And I want to see Nigel Grant here with Lewis on him. Grant's got a lot of athleticism on. He's going to ISO.
Steps back, cans the jumper. Ty Lewis, 6'6", 275, and you get him guarding anywhere on the perimeter. You feel confident with that if you're the Braves.
Nigel Grant can put the ball on the floor and really attack him.
The right side it goes with Powell. Braves lead is 12. Next dead ball will be immediate timeout. Lewis guarded by Grant. This is Joseph. Grant switches out on him. Tough fall-away jump shot. Drops in. I think those are the shots you want to give up if you're UNCP.
It's a tough shot, but that was a smooth jumper by Joseph.
Grant with the scoop. No good. Rebound by Davis. Looking for numbers. Braves a little slow to get back. Right to the rim. Benamon couldn't get it. A late whistle. And Ben Miller is irate on the Braves sideline.
You mentioned not getting back on that play. I think Akia Pruitt or Nigel Grant could have got back and maybe chased for that chase down block. Didn't really hustle down the floor, and Coach Miller is following that referee around the court. Nigel Grant's having a conversation with him down on the other end.
Foul is called on Mike Smith. So when we come back, Clayton State will be shooting 2 free throws. They trail by 10 with 6:08 to go in the first half. Braves fans, a look at the upcoming schedule for UNCP basketball. On Monday afternoon, it'll be a doubleheader at Georgia Southwestern. We won't be able to bring that one to you on our radio stream, but I believe Georgia Southwestern has a video stream that you can follow. Also, live stats, links all available on uncpbraves.com. Then the little holiday break. Players will have a chance to go home, spend some time with their families, but then we're back on December 30th, 2 p.m. with UNCP women's basketball hosting Belmont Abbey. And then on the 31st, UNCP men's basketball taking on Barton, a team that defeated the Braves by 1 point in Wilson a week ago. So a certain revenge game for UNCP. That'll be the next time the men's team is back here on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court. And then Peach Belt Conference play resumes after the game on Monday. We'll be back on January 2nd with a doubleheader against Augusta. Second free throw is good after the first one missed by Benamon. And the Braves' lead is down to 9. Kinsey showing off the handles, gets free, finds Evans, three-point attempt, too strong. Kinsey skies for the rebound. Look at the freshman doing things. Kick out to Murray Boyles, makes a tough catch in the corner. Long pass over to Watts, extra to Kinsey. Double team comes, great find, Pruitt lays it in.
Ball movement, looking like the San Antonio Spurs out here. Braves just moving the ball, looking for better, turning down some good shots, looking for better shots. Obviously, you're going to take that little finger roll by Akia Pruitt all day.
And if they're the San Antonio Spurs, Micah Kinsey playing Tony Parker very well. Off the bounce, three-point attempt. Benamon can't get it to go. Pruitt grabs the rebound for UNCP, hands it off for Evans. Again, Murray Boyles guarding on the perimeter. Changed that shot. Benamon wanted to sell the foul, but it wasn't called. Watson Kinsey handoff. Pruitt comes for a screen. They get it down low to Pruitt. Lost it. Tried to put it up. And they'll call the foul. Akia Pruitt will go to the line and shoot 2.
Good patience there by Akia. Just waited. Knew the contact was coming on that pick and roll and waited for the contact to come. Got the shot up. Obviously couldn't finish, but a lot of contact there, and he'll head to the line for 2. Micah Kinsey, good job also on that little bounce pass. Atlanta-bred point guard. I know a little bit about Atlanta basketball, and he's come up here to North Carolina. And, obviously Quayne Rowe is back. A lot of point guards that can really contribute for the Braves, and Giovanni Mack, redshirt, another point guard, turning into point guard U up here in Pembroke.
Tell you what, Clayton State not far from Atlanta. You'd think they would have, it would be an easy pipeline. They'd have a lot of Atlanta-born players. There just aren't that many guys on this team who are from Atlanta. You see Florida, Miami, and Orlando represented. Mike Scott out of Maryland. Alfonso Davis out of the Bronx. Pruitt splits the pair of free throws. Braves lead is 12. 5 minutes to go in the first half. No time to get complacent yet for UNCP. Quamaine Rose is in the game, guarding on the perimeter. Trying to deny that pass. They do get it up top for Benneman. At the Bravehead logo at midcourt, shot clock to 7. Benneman off a screen. Gets rid of it. Passes a little low. They throw it down low under the basket. Pruitt called for the foul on the attempt by Jamani Bird.
Bird back into the game. Obviously, they're gonna if he's out on the floor, they're gonna look to get the ball into him. He's not out there just to stand around or on the three-point line. He's gonna post up and get the ball inside, draw the foul there on Akia Pruitt.
First personal on Pruitt. Braves in the double bonus situation. 10 team fouls against UNCP, 7 against Clayton State.
Clayton State hasn't been able to take advantage of that. Only 3 of 9 from the free throw line so far.
Jamani Bird can't get the first to drop. He's a 72% free throw shooter. Grad student by way of Maryville College in Tennessee. Wrapping up his collegiate career here at Clayton State. And it's been a struggle here in the first half for the Lakers. Just have never really found a groove for a couple possessions. You want to string good possessions together on offense. Multiple trips down the floor in a row. Kinsey will get a lane to the basket, lays it in.
Braves breaking down that press with ease. Last time they did it, when you got multiple guys that can handle the ball on the floor, 4 of the 5 Braves can really put the ball on the floor. Even Akia Pruitt can himself. So Braves haven't struggled with this press at all, and got to think Clayton State might change it up a little bit. Nothing's really been working for them on offense or defense, but obviously Micah Kinsey's showing that speed. Right when they found him, just burst right to the lane. Nice little layup there from Kinsey.
Playing to the crowd a little bit too with that double pump finger roll. Second personal foul called on James Murray Boyles there as he was jockeying for position down low. Be 2 free throws for Clayton State. It's no good, but it's a 2-shot foul. TJ Johnson. It's the first miss at the free throw line he's had this season. He was 4 of 4 coming into today's game.
Not quite a huge sample size, but obviously hurts the percentage a little bit.
Go from 100% down to 80. Lakers at 33% at the free throw line. There are a lot of words that would describe that free throw percentage, and most of them are not very nice. And I'm sure no one is more upset about it than Clayton State head coach Jimmy Link. A little over 4 minutes to play. It's Murray Boyles in the lane, through some contact, can't get the shot to go. Rebound tipped around. Last touch by Murray Boyles. It bounced off his shoulder, it looked like. Murray Boyles was trying to draw a foul there, and the official wasn't having it.
Nigel Grant back into the game for JB. Nigel's been very involved early on. 3 of 5 from the field, 8 points so far. Him and Akia Pruitt, the starting front line, been the main story here in the first half.
I mean, they've almost single-handedly played Clayton State even. Between the two of them, 19 points, and the Lakers at 20 total through about 16 minutes. Lakers haven't made a field goal in 2.5 minutes. It's been a struggle for them today. To the rim, layup no good. Rebound in the hand of Pruitt. Now Grant gets a fingertip on it and finally able to corral. It's been that kind of day for Clayton State. 7 of 22 from the floor. Rose gives it to Grant. Grant will step back, fire that jump shot. A little too strong. Kinsey tried to get to the rebound. Wanted a foul call. So officials letting a little bit more go now. Benneman to the rim. A nice double pump layup.
Nice take there. He's going to try and get going here if Clayton State wants to hang in this game.
Dantes Benneman, the leading scorer. 14.5 points per game.
Back to that 2-3 zone. Look for Akia Pruitt to play at that free throw line.
Watts outside for Kinsey. Over to Grant. Free throw line extended. Again, trying to draw a foul. And as Kinsey rips away the rebound. A second chance for the Braves. Lobs it for Pruitt. Banks it in.
Freshman to freshman connection there. Kinsey to Pruitt. Been good for the Braves all day.
It's the second or third time those two have hooked up for a basket. Grant guarding on the drive by Bird. He banks it in anyway.
It's a grown man move by Bird there over Nigel Grant.
2.5 to go until halftime. Braves lead is at 10. Rose in front of the Clayton State bench. Around the perimeter, they work it to Watts. Rose will call out the play.
Back in that 2-3 zone. Got to move the ball. Got to get the zone moving and find an open shot.
Shot clock down to 10. Kinsey off a Grant screen, slicing through the defense. On the reverse, it's good. Micah Kinsey.
Just seems like he can get to the rim with ease. Find the space through that 2-3 zone. And very impressive from the freshman from Atlanta.
Benneman responds with his own weaving drive to the hoop. Watts waiting for a double team. Kinsey over to Rose. Been a long sequence now, still waiting for the under 4 media timeout. Kinsey to Rose. Faked the pass. Now he'll go to the basket on the double pump. Drops it in and one. Quamaine, Rose's first basket of the season with some style points.
That's the kind of basket that gets you going. You saw how excited he was after he finished that free layup. Quamaine Rose, that's the kind of thing is you don't necessarily lose that touch when you drive inside. Guy that can pass the ball, guy that can finish inside, do a little of everything. Quamaine Rose with a great layup to get on the score sheet here in 2016.
That basket's been a long time coming for Quamaine Rose, and he's back. Braves up by 12 with a little over 90 seconds to go until halftime. We'll be right back. Braves fans, season tickets for the 2016-17 home basketball season are on sale now, and premium chairback seats for the Peach Bells Conference's most electric environment can be purchased for as little as $70. Tickets can be purchased by calling 910-521-6361 or visiting uncpbraves.com/tickets. A good crowd on hand today to watch the Braves open Peach Belt Conference play against the Clayton State Lakers. The women's team pulled off an upset over the Clayton State team that was ranked 15th in the nation, 76-61. UNCP with the stunner. And in the men's game, it could be more of the same as Quamaine Rose completes the three-point play. He's on the board with 3 points. Look at how the Braves have been getting their scoring. It's just come from everywhere. Just about everybody who's played today for the Braves has scored, except for Mounts and Mike Smith, who've not played much. It's Grant, Rose, Kinsey, Watts, and Pruitt, the 5 for UNC Pembroke. Benneman to the rim, lost the ball on the floor. Benneman's the first one to it. Watts tried to tie him up. It's a timeout taken by Clayton State. There's just 3 on the shot clock, so Clayton State will have to draw up a play quickly. And we'll keep it here during this timeout. UNCP has just they've looked really good, P. There's been certainly some things that they can work on. Take a look at what some of the stats have been. But it starts with the fact that the Braves are taking care of the basketball. Just 2 turnovers.
Done a nice job. Obviously, Clayton State's thrown a few different defenses at him. The 2-3 zone, the press, just straight man-to-man. And UNCP's just had a lot of success getting the ball inside to Nigel Grant, Akia Pruitt. Nigel 3 of 7 from the field so far. Akia 6 of 8. And Micah Kinsey's been a story as well. He's a guy, when Quamaine Rose comes back, you wonder, is the freshman going to lose some of his minutes? He's shown today that he deserves his minutes. He's earned them. He's played really well all season. Obviously, as a freshman, freshman point guard, that's the toughest position for really a freshman to break in and run a team, guys that have been around for a while. But Micah Kinsey's done a nice job just attacking, taking what's in front of him, playing the game the right way. If he get inside of that 2-3 zone, his last bucket was great take there by the freshman.
Just 3 on the shot clock for Clayton State. They get it in down low for Lewis to the corner. 3-point attempt. Powell, no good. Rose had the rebound poked away. Now looks up. No numbers for the Braves. Rose sizing up. Almost lost the ball. Pokes free to Watts. Still on the floor. Watts ties it up, and the possession arrow favors Clayton State.
And
That possession was kind of doomed from the start for UNCP. They just never had a real handle on the ball.
Wayne Rose looked like he wanted to take his man one-on-one. Obviously didn't have the numbers originally and just lost the ball. And now at the towel on the floor, just guys going down, trying to grab that loose ball. And possession error goes to Clayton's way.
One of the stats that's been a little misleading today, Clayton State with a 22-18 advantage in the rebound column. They come in getting out-rebounded by about 1 rebound per game, and UNCP so far this season has been out-rebounding opponents by 6.5 rebounds per game. So one of the better rebounding teams in the PBC in UNCP against one of the weaker ones in Clayton State. And if you told me that Clayton State would have such an edge on the glass that time, you can see how it pays off, an offensive board leading to 2 easy points. But the Braves have been superior in enough other categories to have an 11-point lead here down the home stretch of the first quarter or the first half. Pruitt will fire a corner 3, just offline, and the rebound to Clayton State. They can get the last shot here and keep it under 10 points at halftime. Lewis, I would have liked to see him try to shoot that. He will fire from there too.
Big man's got a little range, I guess.
He's a 27% three-point shooter, which means he's taken quite a few this season. 4 seconds left in the first half. Benneman going to the rim, up with the tough shot off the top of the backboard, no good, no foul called, and the first half has come to a close. UNCP with a 39-28 advantage over Clayton State at the break. We'll step aside for a little while. When we come back, it'll be the second half of UNCP men's basketball taking on Clayton State to open Peach Belt Conference play on the Braves Broadcast Network. Welcome back inside the English E. Jones Center on the campus of UNC Pembroke. We're on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court for the Peach Belt Conference opener between the Clayton State Lakers and the UNC Pembroke Braves. And it's been pretty much all Braves so far, 39-28 at halftime. With PD Powers, I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us today. PD, the Braves shot a better percentage, kept better care of the ball. Really, the only thing they didn't do was rebound. They gave up quite a few offensive rebounds, 7 in fact, to Clayton State. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much to complain about if you're a Braves fan. Braves
have done a nice job just handling the different defenses that Clayton State's thrown at them. Obviously, Clayton State's had to throw some different defenses at them because UNCP's been so successful. I mean, getting the ball inside to the bigs, Nigel Grant and Kia Pruitt, we spoke about them a lot in the first half. Both of them active and involved. So Kia 13 points leading the way for the Braves. Nigel had 8, second leading scorer. I mean, the bigs have done a great job. JB off the bench, 5 points. It's really been all about getting the ball inside and then working out.
Yeah, the only area where Clayton State has an edge in terms of other stats would be second chance points. 8 second chance points off of the 7 offensive rebounds. For the Braves, just 2 second chance points following 5 offensive rebounds.
A lot of that's just been more missed shots by Clayton State. Haven't been able to hit that outside shot consistently all day. Only knocked down 1 3, 1 of 7 from three-point land for Clayton State in the first half. They're going to have to get that going in the second half. They want to make this a close game.
Braves were 2 of 12 from behind the arc, so certainly not very good either. Watts with it, down low to Grant, outside Evans will drive baseline, leave it for Grant, in some trouble, lost the ball in the lane, got it back, a lot of contact there into the basket, no call. Now Evans trying to chase down Benneman, the lob towards the basket, the layup finished by Nathan Powell, and the Lakers strike first to start the second half. UNCP has their starting 5 out there, it's Bradley, Watts, Pruitt, Evans, and Grant. Watts fires for 3, knocks it in. Brandon Watts, just 1 point in the first half. He's looking to get going here in half number 2.
He's a big-time player. He's played in a ton of conference games over the course of his career, and wouldn't be surprised to see him put up double digits here in the second half and really put his stamp on this game.
On the catch, they said Benneman was out of bounds before making the catch, which is a violation and a turnover. I thought they might have called a moving screen either way because he was very open in the corner.
Braves will obviously take it. Coach down on the other end, not too happy with our referee, but he's not going to change the call, obviously, and it's going to be Braves ball going the other way.
Yeah, the fouls were not particularly even in the first half, just 8 called in the Lakers, 13 called in the Braves. But I wouldn't say it's been a poorly officiated game. They've done a pretty good job. The Braves have just been more aggressive. There's reason to be called for more fouls. Evans shooting there, a little too strong. Pruitt controls the offensive rebound, but the shot clock at 8 as that one didn't hit the rim. To Watts, crossover, shot clock at 5, a deep step back 3. Not this time. UNCP looking to get back on D now. Good crossover. Powell towards the basket. Has to get rid of it. Drive to the lane. No one's stopping Alfonso Davis there. He'll take the 2.
Davis perfect from the field so far. He's been one of their bright spots out there, 4-4 so far. Had 8 rebounds there in the first half, and just very active on both ends.
He becomes the first Laker into double figures. He's got 10. Pruitt with the ball is the game's high scorer. He had 13 in the first half. Bradley over to Watts. Up flake, splits 2 defenders, spinning towards the basket, lost the ball, he traveled.
As a referee, obviously that's one of those calls, a lot of contact, you can kind of go either way, but you want to see the ref blow his whistle a little quicker. You kind of waited to see what Brandon Watts was going to do. And obviously Watts traveled on that one, but there was a lot of contact inside. The call really could have went either way.
The other thing is, as an official, you try not to reward somebody for driving into 2 or 3 defenders. That time, Brandon Watts basically trying to take on the entire Laker defense. Bradley guards in the full court. A little pressure on Powell. Ducks around the Davis screen. 2 minutes off the clock in the second half. Braves lead is 10. Bradley pokes the ball out of bounds. That's on the other sideline. And that same move is tried. Bradley's running the other way for a layup. Just didn't have the real estate to try to make a save. Quick sub now for the Lakers. Kendall Joseph will check in. Joseph, a junior guard from Snellville, Georgia.
Spoke about Alex Bradley's defense. He's done a great job. All the point guards really did a nice job pressuring the ball. First half, Nathan Powell has been their main ball handler. Already has 3 turnovers.
Bradley, no steals in that first half. Down there on the floor along the baseline, that's Marquise Clark for Clayton State, is just getting stretched out a little bit. Trainer working on him down there. And Alex Bradley, a guy who averages over 2 steals a game. As Marquise Clark gets helped back up to his feet. The Lakers will have to make a change. You hate to see that early in the conference season. Really at any time, obviously, but especially for this Clayton State team. Trying to keep a good vibe going, perhaps build on what they had last year. 14-12, 9-10 in the PBC. Very similar teams last year, both 9-10 in the Peach Belt Conference. And they played each other pretty evenly a year ago. Clayton State won 84-80. Braves trailed by 10 at halftime of that game and never actually led in the contest. Pruitt didn't get a hand on that shot, changed it, but another offensive rebound and another putback for Clayton State.
Davis has really been a monster on the glass for Clayton State, getting them back into this game.
Difference is 8. Bradley walks it up for the Braves. A little slow start in the second half. Evans is open, throws it down low for Grant. To the top of the key, Bradley dials long distance, connects. Alex Bradley for 3. He's got 5 points now, and the Braves lead back up to 11.
That's what you got to do, play inside out. Get the ball into your bigs, and they'll find the open man on the perimeter.
A little give and go, back and forth. Grant shoots the passing lane, pokes it free to Bradley. They were trying to get it to Bird down low. Bradley with the righty dribble up the floor to Watts in the corner. Drives baseline, slicing through the defense to Grant, who wasn't expecting it. And the turnover sends Clayton State the other way. The layup, no good. Powell.
And where's the foul on that play?
Evans is open in the corner. Nice move, puts the shot up, misses badly. There's a foul on the rebound. And it's called on Clayton State. Well, a wacky sequence. There was about 3 or 4 fouls. First of all, I think Watts probably should have gotten called for goaltending on the other end because he slapped the backboard and that changed the shot.
Refs are just going to let him play, run up and down the floor, little playground basketball. Coach Link on the Clayton State side wasn't too happy, and Coach Miller just kind of looks confused after that play. How was there nothing called? And he's talking to his senior point guard now, trying to get things going. And Andrew Evans, guy that shot the ball really well this season, kind of struggled today so far. 1 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5. Hope that seeing that free throw go through the net maybe can get him off to a spark. He's gotten some open looks, just hasn't really found the range so far today.
That foul was called in the act of shooting. I thought they were calling it an over the back on the rebound just because it was such a late whistle. But there certainly could have been a foul called there. It looked like Evans might have gotten hit on the wrist as he shot that. And he takes advantage with 2 free throws. How about during his up fake, though? I don't know if you caught it. He actually threw it between his legs before making a dribble, just like standing still, put it between his legs.
Don't think I've ever seen that before.
I don't think I've ever seen that either. I'm just rubbing my eyes in disbelief. Well, the first question is why?
Go for it, man. Just go for it, Andrew. I like it. He's got a little flair to his game.
UNCP really struggling to clear the glass. As it's been Jamani Bird giving them all kinds of fits on the offensive glass. He grabbed a handful of rebounds there. Foul called on Grant, his second, team's first. 47-34 is the UNCP lead.
Clayton State really struggled at the free throw line that first half, 5 of 13. As we sit here with Bird heading to the line, he was 1 of 2 in the first half.
Taking his time on this free throw. Making it pay off. Ronnie Bird, team leader in field goal percentage at 54%. Also their second leading scorer, just over 14 points a game, and their top rebounder at 7.5 rebounds a game.
Struggled with some foul trouble in the first half. Obviously, they're going to try and get him down here in the second.
Yeah, he's at 6 points, but 2 fouls. If the Braves can hand him a third, that could be huge. Bradley keeping the dribble alive, lost it, and now the Lakers have a 4-on-2 break to the basket. Benamon gets stuffed by Watts. They'll call the foul. It'll be called on Pruitt, as both Watts and Pruitt were there ready for a block. Foul called on Akia Pruitt, his second, team's second, and it will take us to a timeout on the floor. 15:54 left in this one. Braves lead is 12. We'll be right back. Braves fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNCP thanks Adidas for all their support and offering the best for Braves athletes. 4 minutes in the books in the second half. UNCP leading Clayton State 47-35 in the Peach Belt Conference opener for both teams. At the line, shooting 2 for the Lakers, number 3, Dantez Beneman. Junior out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. A very good shooter. Hits about 44% of his three-pointers. 75% from the line. Money on the first free throw. He has one more. Second Beneman free throw is also good, and the Braves lead cut down to 10. UNCP's kind of been in control from the get-go in this one. But now is not the time to let up and let this Clayton State team back into it. Bradley over to Evans. Back to Bradley. Lakers starting to extend that zone a little bit. Looking down low for Grant. Ball gets poked away. Grant tries to save it. His foot was on the baseline. Probably better that that's where the turnover is rather than him just throwing it blindly back towards midcourt.
Nice effort there to try and keep it in play, but yeah, definitely on that, possibly a fast break opportunity. Braves go to the bench. JB checking back in. Had a nice first half. 5 points, only 1 of 4 from the field. Knocked down his first 3 though, and another guy, one of those active bodies that just can switch on anything, play good defense, and really run the floor.
And also with taking Pruitt out in exchange for Boyles, I think you get a little bit better shooting out there on the floor. And when
space that 2-3 zone.
Gotta expand the zone. If they stay back, you shoot from deep. If they extend out, you find the holes.
Nigel Grant is free to the line. Throw the ball to him. He's going to have to make the play, be the real pivot in this offense. Braves have really been screening the zone most of the time, screening those top men. It's been working.
Murray Boyles called for the offensive foul on the pass. For JB, that'll be his 3rd personal.
And keep an eye on this referee. He's made a few calls that have been, he's very demonstrative in his calls. He really doesn't, he's going to make his call and let you know about it. I like it. I like referees like that. He's decisive. That's something you want out of a referee for sure.
Tell you who doesn't like it a lot of times is the players. They feel that the referee is not necessarily showing them up, but
stealing the show a little bit. Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, if you're going to get called for the offensive foul, the one thing that would make it worse is an official who's really into it. I don't know. 3-point attempt is good from Kendall Joseph, and just like that, it's a 7-point game. Braves have gone cold from the floor. They haven't made a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes. And that last jumper by Clayton State was their first field goal in more than 2.5 minutes, so it's been a little ugly in the recent going. It's bogged down a lot. Grant looking down low. He's called for traveling. There was a lot of contact down low.
Braves just struggling to get things going on the offensive end. The zone seems to be working a little bit in the first half. It wasn't really a problem, but one of those things, 2-3 zone. But really, if you don't know how you want to attack it, you can struggle against it.
6 turnovers now in the half by UNCP. We haven't even played 6 minutes. They turned it over just 3 times in the first 20 minutes. That is a major red flag right now for UNCP. Spin move towards the rim, left it short. The shot by Powell.
A nice move, just couldn't find the finish.
Murray Boyles over to Watts. Bradley calling for it. He'll fire a long 3. Left it short. Murray Boyles, offensive rebound. The putback with the left hand. Now Evans almost had a steal on the inbounds. In front of the Laker bench, it's Powell calling out the play. Uses a screen to the free throw line. They throw it down low. Bradley pokes it free. The Braves have a steal. Bradley up the floor to Watts. He'll shoot a deep 3. He also comes up empty. Offensive foul. Alex Bradley stepped in and took it.
Great job there. Alex Bradley made up his mind really early. No obvious choice there by the referee to call that a charge. Did a great job, just set his feet and took it. Sometimes it's when you see a freight train run down the floor, it's tough to stop, but Alex Bradley did a nice job on that one, made up his mind. That's one of the things as a guard, a small guard like Alex, you got those quick hands, you're going to get some steals. Obviously not going to block a ton of shots, but you can take those charges. It's going to keep you on the floor.
Bradley stays out there. And the wind knocked out of him a little bit there after that big hit. Mounts, Rose, and Smith all into the game now for UNCP out there with Bradley and Murray Boyles. Ben Miller not happy with what that previous group had been giving him. Looked to the bench for a spark, and who else but Mike Smith. Tough catch in the corner. Shot clock down to 8. Murray Boyles. Over to Smith. Corner 3 ball. Yes! Mike Smith from downtown. There he is, that instant offense off the bench, his first 3 points of the day.
Nice job there by James Murray Boyles. Didn't settle for a 3, took a dribble and found Smith in the corner for an open 3.
Good crossover, and Alfonso Davis gets past Murray Boyles for 2 points. 12.5 minutes to go in this one. The Braves lead sits at 10. Rose to Bradley, back to Rose. They feed Mounts in the low block, up with the righty hook shot. Not enough on it. The rebound by Clayton State. Carson Mounts, the only player who's played in this one for the Braves who hasn't scored yet. Bradley getting back down by Powell. Shovels it off. Free throw line jump shot. Bird knocks it in. Lead down to 8. Clayton State bench getting back into it. Trying to create their own momentum. There's not much of a Clayton State crowd here. Smith can't get that corner 3 to drop. And then a foul on the rebound. Let's see who they call this on. Looks like it'll be on Murray Boyles. It'll be the 4th team foul on UNCP and the 4th personal on James Murray Boyles. This one not over yet. Braves lead sits at 8 with 11:39 to play in the second half. Don't go anywhere. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. With P. Powers, I'm Cameron Songar on the Braves Broadcast Network. 11:39 to play in the Peach Belt Conference opener. UNCP looking to finish off a sweep of Clayton State in the women's and men's games. Women's game, a 76-61 upset of the number 15 Clayton State Lakers. UNCP. Now the men's team trying to also come home with a victory. Step back move. Powell not able to fire a shot. Mounts fighting for position down low, trying to deny the ball from Bird. It goes to the corner with Powell. Shot clock is at 11. On the wing, Benneman. Free throw line jumper. Crawls it over the rim and drops. The Braves lead is down to 6, and here come the Lakers.
Mike and Kinsey back in the ballgame. See for him to attack the zone.
Rose with it. Down low to Mounts. A nice pass. Little jump hook, and there's Carson Mounts for 2. Every Brave player who's entered the game has now scored. That was a nice little spin back move by Carson Mounts. A good job to keep the pivot foot down, too, not get called for a travel. Good crossover for Powell along the baseline. Gets it to go. Right in the face of Carson Mounts with a tough layup.
Clayton State really seems to be taking it to the Braves this half. The first half, it was really the Braves had more of the energy going their way. And so far here in the second half, it's been more Clayton State really been bringing the heat.
Kinsey with it at the elbow. Smith calling for it on the right side in front of the Braves bench. Back over to Kinsey. This 2-3 zone has really slowed down the Braves' attack. Kinsey, shot clock down to 6. In trouble, back over to Pruitt. 4, they need to go. Smith to 2, fires at the shot clock buzzer. Missed everything, it's a violation, and turned over by UNCP.
Just struggling with the 2-3 zone. It's one of those things where you gotta look in the middle of the 2-3 zone. They've really just been screening the outside of it, just hanging around the perimeter. Obviously, Mounts had that nice hook shot. You gotta get the ball inside and then play out. You can't just hang out around the 3-point line. That's exactly what they're gonna want you to do.
Rose guarding near midcourt. It's with Benneman. We'll call the blocking foul on Clayton Rose. A little too aggressive with his slide. First personal on Rose, already the 5th team foul on UNCP. And with a 6-point game, Clayton State can draw some more fouls on UNCP, try to earn some free points at the free throw line, but those really haven't been freebies today for the Lakers. They're under 50% at the stripe. 8 of 17 there. Inbounds pass to Benneman. Guarded by Smith. Double pump layup, no good. Offensive rebound, a foul first. Benneman a little slow to get up along the baseline. Foul called on Mount, it's his 3rd, and the 6th team foul on UNCP. So they're out of fouls to give.
That 2-3 zone has really slowed down the game on both ends. Braves just fouling on the other end. Can't find the offense on the other side.
Kinsey with the good defense. That's going out of bounds off of Clayton State. I'm not sure that goes down as a steal for the freshman, but a forced turnover, very important at this juncture.
Only had 4 points in the first half, but we were really impressed with Micah. 2 assists, those 4 points. Did a nice job running the offense, just taking what the defense gave him.
Here's Rose. On top for Kinsey. To Rose. Smith. See if they get it to Mounts down low. He's been calling for it. There it is. Up with the shot, draws a foul. That's the exact shot he wanted.
Been posting up, calling for the ball down low for almost the whole possession, and he finally got it and did a nice job with the up fake, got his man there, and got fouled.
Foul called on Benneman, his 1st, team's 3rd. Mounts good on the free throw. Just a 50% free throw shooter. Sort of has that problem with a lot of big men. The touch at the free throw line. Wouldn't have guessed it there. Those were 2 very good-looking free throws. And now
he's got a little touch. He doesn't step out and take that mid-range jumper that often, but I have seen him practice knocking that shot down. A lot of bigs take pride in their mid-range game, even if they can't show it in the real game.
Well, such a high release. I mean, there are just not a lot of 6'10 guys in the Peach Belt who can really change shots if you step away from the basket. Benneman with a hesitation move. Foul before the shot. But boy, the Braves just cannot contain his drive right now. That's the 7th team foul on UNCP. It puts Dantes Benneman at the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Done a nice job so far. 11 points in the game, 4 of 8 from the field. Been really getting to the rim, causing havoc for the Braves.
Foul called on Mike Smith. It's the 2nd personal foul on Smith. Benneman misses the front end of the 1-and-1. And UNCP cleans the defensive glass. So a missed opportunity there for the Lakers to cut into an 8-point deficit. Under 9 minutes to go now in this one. Rose with it. Can't get it over to Pruitt, instead finds Kinsey. Already the shot clock down to 10. UNCP just looks all kinds of confused on this possession. Smith with it in the corner. Drives towards the basket, up top for Rose. Shot clock to 2. Firing at the buzzer as Kinsey missed it. And it's off the side of the backboard for a shot clock violation.
Just aren't getting into their offense quick enough. Got to find someone at that high post. That's how you really break down that 2-3 zone, playing through that high post. Braves just dribbling around the perimeter, haven't been able to get inside of the zone. Once you get inside, players will collapse down. You can find that open shooter. So far, Braves just haven't been able to do it here in the second half.
One of the things is, when does the ball actually get inside the arc? Usually if it takes 20 seconds to get the ball inside the arc, it's not a good sign for your offense. Pruitt, the last 2 touches, it bounces out of bounds, but a good job to rip it free.
Braves are going to go back to 2 of their captains, Alex Bradley and Brandon Watts, just try and looking right the ship a little bit. Either of those guys have been super involved in the scoring, and Bradley 5 points so far. Watts only has 4, but you trust your seniors. And
Pruitt out there still the leading scorer for the Braves. He's got 13, but he hasn't really had many touches in the second half.
it was really Braves really made a point in the first half to get him the ball early on, and he was dominant early in that first half. But like you said, second half so far just hasn't really been as involved. Him or Nigel Grant, they really dominated that first half. Second half just hasn't been the case.
Yeah, you saw the just intention of we're going to post up Akia Pruitt and throw him the ball. That was the mindset for UNCP. It just hasn't been there in the second half. On the drive, Pruitt guarding. Ball poked away by Watts. A dive for the loose ball, and Watts is shaken up. Rose up the floor. Watts is still down.
And Coach Miller was very upset with the referee that he didn't blow the whistle right away. Obviously, when someone goes down with an injury like that.
It looked like him and one of the Laker players bumped heads. And as he gets looked at, there should be a timeout on the floor now. We'll step aside either way. 8:03 to go in the second half. UNCP up 56-48. So Brandon Watts helped over to the sideline. He checked out by the training staff, and Mike Smith checks in to replace him. Right near that under 8 media timeout, the Braves up by 8. But have kind of struggled on offense here in the second half. Bradley over to Rose. Shot clock down to 10 again. Looking down low for Grant. Pass tipped away, stolen by Clayton State. They have a run out. The easy layup the other way for Dantez Beneman. It's down to a 6-point lead. Turnovers have been the problem for UNCP in the second half. Now 9 turnovers in this second half. And they haven't made a field goal in over 3 minutes. Rose with it in front of the Braves bench. Spins into a double team, dishes out. Bradley open for 3. No good. Rebound Clayton State. Jamani Bird has been the glass cleaner today. Bird has 7 rebounds to go with his 8 points. Here's Beneman at the elbow, picked up his dribble. Get it down low for Bird. Double team comes. Beneman open, fires a 3. He left it short. Rose controls the rebound for UNCP. Long pass out to Pruitt in transition. Pruitt! Oh, he almost had the sensational dunk. Good foul at the last second. Good, clean foul for Mike Scott.
Great look by Quamaine Rose to find Akia Pruitt down the floor. Just lofted it up there for him, like a quarterback throwing deep for a receiver, and Akia Pruitt almost put him on a poster there at the end. Got that foul in.
We'll get a timeout on the floor. 6:53 to play in this one. Braves lead is 6. Akia Pruitt will be shooting 2 when we come back. Braves fans, remember to tune in every Saturday morning at 9:30 on WFXB Fox TV for the UNCP Sports Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi. It's a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics as we bring you interviews with coaches, highlights, and special features around the UNCP athletic department. Tune in Saturdays at 9:30 on WFXB Fox TV or on our YouTube channel. Monday, following the airing of the show, we'll post the show up on our YouTube page. Note on that, though, we are on our winter break here for the Black and Gold Report. It will be back in the middle of January. We'll return with the Black and Gold Report, but you can go to our YouTube page and watch archived episodes of the Black and Gold Report. Our most recent one, we checked in with women's and men's basketball coaches John Haskins and Ben Miller. A little season update from the early part of the season. Kia Pruitt, money on both free throws. Nice to see him get going once again. He had 13 points in the first half. Those are his first 2 points of the second half. He leads all scorers with 15. Pass up top. This is White hopping his way to the basket. Can't get the bucket to drop. And on the offensive rebound, another one for Jamani Bird. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
He's done a nice job just playing inside. Bird just grabbing boards and going up, getting fouled. Has 9 rebounds in the game so far. 2 of 4 from the free throw line. This team's really struggled from the line today, shooting 44%. He's done an all-right job.
Nigel Grant got called for his third personal. It's the 8th team foul on UNCP. First free throw good.
Andrew Evans back in. He's a guy that's struggled today. 1 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3. A guy that's normally dynamite on those catch and shoot opportunities. See if he can get going in the last 6:30 here left to go in the second half.
Bird good on the second free throw. It's down to a 6-point lead. Trying to find out how many of those 9 rebounds for Bird have been on the offensive glass. It seems like at least half. Bad pass looking for Grant. Saved at the last second by Clayton State. Benjamin with it. Back to Davis. With the head of steam down the lane. Floater good. It's a 4-point ball game.
You were saying Bird on the offensive glass. He's got 6 of his 9 have been offensive glass. So like you said, he's been really dominant down there on the offensive glass. Just buying second chance opportunities for his team.
Bradley. Pull-up jumper. Can't get the bank. The bank was closed. And now Clayton State with the run out the other way. Finger roll finish. Good for Maurice White. It's a 2-point game.
Closest this game's been since early in the first half.
Braves led by 11 at halftime. UNCP hasn't made a field goal in over 5 minutes now.
Clayton bench really into it now. Practically all the players on their feet, cheering their team on. They've done a nice job here in the second half. This 2-3 zone's been great for them.
Grant at the elbow, jump shot, yes.
That's where you got to go to attack that 2-3 zone. That mid-range jumper for Nigel Grant's been good all day today. And just find the ball got to play through that free throw line.
Grant with 10 points, so he keeps his streak alive. Double figures in every game this season now. That's 9 straight. 3-point attempt, no good. Fight for the rebound. It's tipped by Pruitt. UNCP has it. Under 5 minutes to play. And that last sequence has been huge.
Got to look to the bigs here. They've been dominant in the first half. Got to play through them.
Bradley looking to Grant. A nice catch under the basket. Grant draws some contact, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2.
His athleticism is practically a mismatch for anybody in Division II. Obviously, Bird, a good defender and a big body, but Nigel Grant, his ability to put the ball on the floor and just find the open space in the inside.
Alfonso Davis called for his second personal foul. That's team foul number 5 on the Lakers.
And with Brandon Watts is back on the bench talking to Coach Miller, but with Watts maybe sitting out a little bit longer, Kawain Rose going to check back into the game. Some big minutes for him in only a second game in over a year.
Rose back in. He'll replace Andrew Evans. Now again, I'm not sure exactly what the early diagnosis is on Brandon Watts, but if the Braves can go without putting him back in the game, I think that's probably the safer move, just because anything that looks like it could possibly be a head injury, you want to err on the side of caution.
Want to play it safe. Happy to see him back back on the bench, but not quite sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And not just on the bench, and not on the end of the bench. That's a big difference. Fight for the rebound, and Bird was out of bounds. His foot was on the baseline. Mike Smith, again, it's a play that won't show up in the stat sheet, but is a huge, huge play. It's a possession.
He'll knock down the 3-ball for you, and he's going to have 2 or 3 of those kind of plays that aren't in the stat sheet every night. Mike Smith got it. That real hustle player you want on your bench, a glue guy.
Pruitt cutting to the basket. He's fouled. I believe they'll call Bird on this one.
It's going to be Bird's 3rd foul of the game. He's in some early foul trouble in the first half. Hasn't done a nice job not fouling here in the second, but Akia Pruitt back to the line. He's been there a lot today already.
Should they call it on Powell? It's his 3rd. Game Akia Pruitt's been having. 16 points, 5 rebounds. He's made 5 free throws now. 5 of 8 from the free throw line. With Benjamin out in front. Pruitt with the block. What a play. And that goes out of bounds to Clayton State.
Fans can't believe it. Mickey's Maniacs down there giving the refs a hard time. And Mike Smith and Alex Bradley trying to plead with the referees.
To me, it looked like there were 2 black jerseys with hands on that basketball, and then no one in a white shirt got near it, and then it went out of bounds.
I love with the Akia Pruitt, one of the things is he's so even keel out on the floor. Makes a big block, just on to the next play, Coach.
There are a lot of UNCP guys who are very expressive. Mike Smith, Brandon Watts, Alex Bradley.
Akia Pruitt is not one of those guys. He loves the game, but...
And you need some of both. Good defense by Pruitt on the drive, forces the miss, but no box out there. The easy tip in for Alfonso Davis. It's a 5-point game with 4.5 to go.
Davis still perfect from the field today. 9 of 9, 18 points. He's been great for the Lakers.
A lot of those baskets have been just like that, from about 1 foot and in. Bradley gets it to Pruitt. Back up top for Rose. Shot clock down to 5. Bradley in the corner. Some fancy footwork. It's tipped out of bounds, but there's only 3 on the shot clock. Fortunately for the Braves, they will have a timeout on the floor to talk this one over, figure out what they want to do on this play, and then the rest of this game. Should be a good finish. Braves up by 5. We'll be right back. Here we go, final 3:57 of this one with PD Powers. I'm Cameron Songer on the Braves Broadcast Network. UNCP opening Peach Belt Conference play against Clayton State. Braves with a 5-point lead as we enter the home stretch. It's Bradley, Smith, Rose, Grant, and Pruitt. Inbounds pass to Bradley. Fires for 3. It's good. Alex Bradley off the inbounds. What a play.
Nice play call by Coach Miller. Find Bradley for that quick trigger.
Shot clock was running down. Oh, now Benjamin with a quick trigger on his 3. No good. Another offensive rebound for Clayton State, and the layup good. Maurice White just went right over Queen Rose to get the rebound.
Only White's 2nd rebound of the game, but that's a big one.
2nd rebound, 2nd bucket.
Brandon Watts back to the scores table. Guess he's all right to go. I'm sure he was in Coach Miller's ear telling him he was all right. He'll be checking in at the next dead ball.
Clayton State staying in the zone. Bradley driving to the lane, lost the ball, gets it back. It's poked loose again. He kicked it. And it goes to Clayton State.
And Coach Link can't believe it. He wanted to keep playing because it looked like they were going to have some numbers going forward. But definitely, Alex Bradley definitely kicked that one.
I think that was another one of those unintentionally good plays for the Braves. We had one where Grant was trying to save it and his foot was on the baseline. And again, one of those little things that coaches will tell players. You don't save a ball under the basket you're attacking. And that was another example of something like that, where Bradley did something that essentially stopped a fast break by just sticking his foot on the basketball. Still a turnover by the Braves. Their 11th turnover of the second half, after they were so good in the first half, just 3 turnovers. It's up top with White, sizing up Watts, driving the lane. That goes off the foot of Watts.
And Watts, he was giving the referee an earful, wanted that one off of Clayton State.
It's a 6-point Braves lead. Remember, gotta be careful about talking to the official, potentially picking up a technical foul. There was a technical foul earlier in this game. It was against Clayton State. This drive to the rim, no good. Another offensive rebound. The putback, no good. And Watts finally controls the rebound. And a foul. Offensive rebounds just piling up for Clayton State right now.
It's not like the Lakers really have a size advantage. UNCP, if anything, has the advantage on their side, but the rebounding isn't always about the size. It's about the heart down low, grab those boards. And Clayton State did a nice job so far. Part of it's just been more missed shots on their offensive end, but
well, the ability to get to those shots, those missed shots that have been favorable for rebounds, but they have 16 offensive rebounds in the game and a plus 12 rebound margin. Watts at the line, finishing off a 1-and-1. He makes both. Important free throw shooting for UNCP. They're 18 of 24 from the line. Clayton State 10 of 20. And in a close game, he missed 10 free throws and shoot 50%. Hard to win a game. Benamon, a tough 3 off the top of the backboard, out of bounds. And it goes to UNC Pembroke. Two and a half minutes to go. UNCP just looking to hang on as there's a whistle. I don't think the shot clock started properly.
The game clock, a couple extra seconds, looked like they might have ran off after the referee already blew the whistle.
I might have just been fixing, let's see, the fact that it started late. It's Watts and Bradley out there with Smith, Pruitt, and Grant, the 5 for UNCP. For the Lakers, it's most of their starting 5 as well. Powell, Benjamin, Bird, White, and Davis. So 4 of the 5 starters for each team out there on the floor right now. That delay gives the Lakers a chance to set up their full court pressure, as we're having all kinds of problems with the clock now. But they have it fixed. Like they put the shot clock on the game clock for a second. Glad they have that squared away now. So the Braves can be patient on offense, but they do need to, at some point, look to the basket. That's been their problem, sometimes being a little too patient to the point where they have to wait till too late in the shot clock to make something happen. Watts, corner 3-point attempt, yes! Brandon Watts from downtown, he's got 9. The Braves lead is 11 with 2 minutes to play.
It's a big shot for Watts after going down with that injury, coming back in, nailing that corner 3.
Watts almost had the block there. Instead, it's 2 free throws for Jamani Bird. But set it from Grant, gambling on a steal.
For a guy that plays on the wing, Brandon Watts loves to try and get those emphatic blocks on the defensive end.
They call a foul on Bradley. That's his 4th.
Bradley's confused why the foul's on him. He can't believe it.
I wasn't really looking at where Bradley was, but I don't think he was involved in that play. I mean, if anything, he was cutting in. That's one where
Watts only has the 1 foul, so Watts would gladly take that foul. So Bradley doesn't.
I mean, it's not, as a player, you don't necessarily keep in mind how many fouls everyone has, but that's the kind of play where Watts should be, raising his hand. You try to say, "No, that's on me. That's on me." Bradley's still trying to go to the official and try to figure out why that foul was in fact on him. But it'll stand, and he has 4. $11 points in the game now for Bird after he makes the first free throw. Bird has been a thorn in the side of the Braves today. 11 points, 9 rebounds. Davis also has a double-double, or he has a double, but Bird is very close. Davis, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Bradley up the floor. Blocking foul called. Powell was never set. That's a close call, though, either way.
Alex Bradley kind of extended his arm a little bit. Thought maybe Clayton State would get the call on that play. Obviously, feet were never set by Powell, so.
That's the 5th on Powell. He's fouled out.
2 of 10 from the field. He had a tough day. He did a nice job attacking the rim at times, but also 5 turnovers. It's just
not what you expect out of a upperclassman point guard, especially a guy who was one of the better point guards in this league. 6th in assists, 3rd in steals per game, and a double-digit scorer per game. Certainly not one that he'll want to remember. But the Lakers not out of this one. Under 2 minutes to go. Still up for grabs, but the Braves certainly in a better spot. Bradley cashes in the first free throw. He's got 9 now.
one more solid trip down the floor for the Braves, and this one could be iced away.
Now Bradley up to double figures. He's got 10. Watts has 9. Pruitt with 17. Grant with 11. Grant, good straight-up defense. Couldn't find the ball. Drive to the basket. Called a blocking foul and 1. Brandon Watts draws the foul. Or it's called for the foul.
Watts can't believe it. He was in that restricted area. It's going to be a foul every time. It's a kind of weird play where Bird dribbled it between Nigel Grant's legs, and Nigel just wasn't gonna budge.
He sort of wasn't sure where the basketball was, but yeah, he was holding his ground. The problem was the next line of defense. Bird at the line. He's already got 14 points today. He completes the three-point play. Now a timeout taken by Clayton State. And this is actually the first called timeout of the second half, so we will take it as well. Timeout on the floor with 1:38 to go. Braves up by 8, just looking to ice this one away. We'll be back in a minute on the Braves Broadcast Network. Final minute and 38 seconds of this game. UNCP looking to start Peach Belt Conference playoff with a victory and send the Lakers back to Morrow, Georgia with an L. A couple quick facts about Clayton State. Founded in 1969, located in Morrow, Georgia, about 7,000 students. And that's right in the Atlanta area. They're called the Lakers because, well, there are a bunch of lakes right by their campus, and even on their campus. Bradley fouled. 94 feet from the basket. They'll go the other end and shoot 1-and-1. A foul called on Mike Scott. It's just his second.
Interesting. Didn't really notice it in the first half, but one of Scott's numbers on the front of his jersey looks a little Looks like the white came off.
I noticed that too. I did a double take. Because at first it looked like maybe they changed it or something. It's a little strange, and you hope they can get that fixed soon because it's not the best look for him. First free throw good, Bradley. The second one can make it a double-digit game again. Scott, a grad student, a transfer from Morehouse College, playing his final year of eligibility. Drive to the basket. A nice bank shot by Benneman. He's been the bright spot today for the Lakers. 15 points on a couple of very nice drives. Bradley taking it himself with 3 defenders chasing him. Bradley keeps going. Bounce pass. Grant slips through his fingertips.
Alex Bradley had an open Mike Smith in the corner. He put Nigel Grant in a really tough position there. Should have just kicked that ball out, take a little more time off the shot clock. Did a nice job weaving through traffic, throw all the way down the court.
So the Lakers need a lot of points in a short burst. Drive to the basket. That helps. Alfonso Davis for 2.
It's a great finish by Davis. 10 of 10 from the field now. He's made some tough ones.
Bradley fouled. That's the 10th on Clayton State, so it's 2 free throws coming up for the Braves point guard. But you can tell Bradley and a lot of other Braves just frustrated. They've had multiple opportunities to really just put this game away. But this ends up, they'll be a close one all the way down to the end. Can't say enough, though, about Davis the day he's had. He's had 20 points on 10 of 10 shooting and 10 rebounds. He's played a lot, too, 35 minutes.
Just done a nice job inside. A couple of his finishes have been really just easy layups, but he's had a couple of really tough ones inside that he's just done a nice job.
Both free throws good by Bradley. Ben Miller will take a timeout. The Braves still have 2 left. The Lakers have 1 left. We'll keep it here during the timeout as we take a look at the upcoming schedule again for UNCP basketball. On Monday, the Braves back in action in the afternoon at Georgia Southwestern, a women's and men's doubleheader that tips off at 1:30. Video stream available via Georgia Southwestern. For more information, visit uncpbraves.com. Then we're back in action after the winter break, back on Lumbee Guaranty Bank Court with the next video stream on December 30th with UNCP women's basketball taking on Belmont Abbey at 2 p.m. The men's team returns home on the 31st to take on Barton, and then Peach Belt Conference play resumes again with a home game on January 2nd. For more information and up-to-date schedules, stats, everything else, uncpbraves.com. Gotta figure if the Braves get a stop on this possession, it's probably over. Benneman looking for 3. Instead gives it to Davis. He'll shoot the 3. His first miss. Pruitt with the rebound. He's fouled. That should just about do it.
That's a tough way to ruin a perfect 10 for 10 game. A 3 by Davis. If that one would have fallen, oh man, Davis, he's still very impressive. 10 of 11 from the field for 20 and 10 boards. Guy's been great today for Clayton State.
Yeah, Davis not a great three-point shooter, a big man who will shoot from out there, but just 23% from deep this year. It was sort of one of those, well, we need a lot of points. It
was open
look. And with the situation the Lakers were in, you kind of just have to take the first available shot.
Kia Pruitt mentioned earlier, he has struggled a little bit this season at the free throw line. Done a great job here in the second half, knocking down his free throws when he's gotten the opportunity.
Benneman lets rip from deep. Watts grabs rebound, then he's fouled, and this is just sort of an exercise in prolonging the game at this point.
And Watts had that quiet first half. Knocked down 2 big threes here in the second half. Shots that were a deep 3, and then after that injury came out and hit that corner 3. It's the kind of guy that, was super involved in today's game, but he's going to walk out here probably with double-digit points. That's the kind of thing you expect out of a guy like him, a junior. Even if he's not super on his game, he's gonna contribute.
He's at 9, has 1 more free throw here. Second free throw, no good. I think he jinxed it, Petey.
Announcer's curse always seems to happen. Braves in good shape, though, where those won't really hurt him.
Benneman getting double-teamed. Gets rid of it. Scott towards the basket. Grant gets called for a foul. Not a smart approach by Grant there. And put. Mike Scott at the free throw line to shoot 2 with the clock stopped. 20.3 seconds to go. Look at how the Braves have gotten it done. Bradley with 14, Pruitt with 19, Grant with 11, Watts with 9, Murray Boyles with 7, and every Braves player who's entered today's game has at least 2 points. Evans with 5, Rose with 3, Mounts with 4, Kinsey with 4, Smith with 3.
One thing about all these players getting in and contributing, Coach Miller's got a lot of options. So far this season, his rotations fluctuated a lot. A lot of guys, depending on obviously foul trouble and just how players are playing. If you're not hitting one night, he's got other options he can turn to. Quinn Rose, only his second game back, played 22 minutes after playing 12 in game 1 that he played this year. So Braves have had a lot of different contributors. It's one of those things that you don't really have a go-to guy, but that's all right. You want to have a lot of guys that can put the ball in the hole.
Timeout taken by Clayton State. That's their last timeout. Again, we'll keep it here during this timeout. 20.3 seconds left. Got to say, I'm not really sure what Jimmy Lake is thinking about there over on the sidelines. Again, so we sort of saw a similar situation on Wednesday with the men's game where it was Mount Olive calling timeouts just to extend the game down the home stretch. But it's still early in the season. You have a lot of young guys out there. You want to work on some things. You want to kind of get a chance to talk some things over and maybe draw up a play and treat it as though, okay, yeah, it's an 8-point game, but this is what we would do if it was a 3-point game. This is the play we would run. Let's go practice it now.
Take advantage of game opportunities. You can run end-of-game plays in practice, and it's just not the same. Obviously, not necessarily sure if you'd want to run a play that's his go-to money play down the stretch, because obviously teams can catch some film, but it's one of those things you want to early in the season, first conference road game for them, and just run something here, try and get a bucket, and just work on different things heading into the rest of the conference schedule. Obviously, it's going to be a long season for everybody in the Peach Ball Conference with being such a tough basketball conference. 19
games, it's a long grind, and it happens pretty quickly once January starts. Bradley, worried about a potential turnover there. Looks like Bradley in some trouble, finally does draw a foul. And the clock never stopped. There it goes, finally stops at 6.
Coach Link,
he was pointing that out, yeah.
One of those things all of us here kind of just want this clock to keep moving a little bit. Seems like the Braves have take a Reggie Miller-like performance.
I mean, we were talking about it like the game was over, and then you look back and say, okay, it's 8 with plenty of time left. I mean, not a lot of time, obviously, but certainly something strange could happen. You and I were kind of reminiscing recently about the last NCAA tournament, talking about that Texas A&M Northern Iowa game.
Crazy things happen down the stretch in college basketball. That's why it's such a exciting sport to watch. Never know what's going to happen.
But the Braves on their home court today will do just enough to handle the Clayton State Lakers. Nice start for the black and gold for conference play. The last trip down the floor for Clayton State. Davis dishes to the corner. 3-point attempt for White. Knocks it in with 1.2 to play. Get it into Pruitt. And that's the ball game. It's a UNCP win. 81-74. The Braves knock off the Clayton State Lakers and start Peach Belt Conference play with a victory. Petey, some of your final thoughts on this one?
Well, can't say enough about how the UNCP front line played today. Akia Pruitt, 19 points, 6 of 9 from the field. Also knocked down 7 of his 10 free throws. He had a great game. Wasn't as involved in that second half, but played very well. And Nigel Grant only had 11 points, 5 rebounds. Also had 3 assists. Just very involved, helping out on the glass. Obviously, doing a nice job. That front line I'm going to continue to watch this season. They can really swing some games.
This win for the Braves snaps a 3-game series win streak for Clayton State, but they still lead the all-time series between the two schools 21-6. As UNCP, with the win, improves to 7-2 on the season, 1-0 in the Peach Bowl. They've won 6 of 7, and we'll be looking for another one on Monday afternoon at Georgia Southwestern. With the loss, Clayton State drops to 5-5 on the season, and they start 0-1 in the Peach Belt Conference. That will wrap things up from Pembroke today. And thank you so much for joining us. For my broadcast partner, P. Powers, and our entire crew, this is Cameron Songer saying, have a great night.